No,
No, that was an ad campaign.
for Rolaids, right?
Yeah.
Even though they're not one of our sponsors, we'll.
I don't even know what Rolaids is, but
It's a
Antacid.
antacid indigestion pill. So
That's when you eat crystals.
yeah, when you eat too many crystals, yeah, because you didn't eat at Miller's Ale House. That's what's the problem.
I
So-
would never eat at Crystals.
But you would eat at Miller's Ale House.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. A lot of great athletes out there at 42. James Worthy, also with the Lakers that we didn't mention, not a bad athlete. But I probably got to go with Ronnie Lott. I was a big Jerry Rice fan, and Ronnie was on the other side of the ball, obviously from Jerry, but good athlete. He's in the Hall of Fame. When I looked at Ranker, which is where I get all my information from about the greatest athletes everywhere, they didn't even have him listed as the Hall of Fame. And I said, I think he made the Hall of Fame. So I did look it up. I think he was voted in 2019 or something like that. So kudos to Ronnie with a very, very close second to Jackie Robinson. Like I said, I'm not demeaning anything Jackie did.
Yeah.
And for what he did for the game of baseball, he was the greatest. But I just don't think he was the greatest athlete. Joel, what do you think?
Well, keep it in the automobile race car.
Oh, you're not going to go with Montoya, too?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Joe Nemechek in 42 NASCAR.
Nemechek,
He drove for
42.
the
Front
Family
row
Dollar,
Joe.
Family Dollar Toyota.
Wow.
He did.
Is there something in that glass besides Coke? Because I now
Racing
now,
oil. Racing oil.
Now I'm a
Front
little,
row Joe. You know, I didn't think about front row Joe.
but I would have gone with Pablo Montoya over Joe.
I didn't think about Pablo.
Yeah.
I've seen him many times.
Oh yeah, Joel's a big NASCAR guy. He goes to lots of races. Pretty slack discussion about.
I think this was a great discussion personally.
Well, I mean, there were more numbers than what have been at like 35 and 36
Yes.
and 37.
Like 39 is hard to do.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, there's not many good race car drivers at 39.
I'm talking about overall, not just racing.
Well, yeah,
But 42, there were some good. I mean, Ronnie Lott's a great
Yes.
athlete. Mariano Rivera, James Worthy, and Jackie Robinson. So it's a good discussion.
We're gonna have to get Joel back when we get to 48.
No, I got to go 24.
We've only
I
done
mean, I love
24.
Jeff. I love
there
Jeff
you go.
Gordon too, but
There
Yeah,
you go.
but we did that 18 weeks ago.
yeah, but I wasn't here that week. So the greatest driver to drive the number 24 is obviously Jeff Gordon. There's no two ways about
I would
that.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I didn't say he's the greatest athlete, but greatest driver. Yeah,
I saw him
24.
win the Brickyard in 1990 or 91.
Adam
Wow.
goes to the Indy
I go to
500
the
every year.
500 every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
go with my dad.
The year before that was Arian Lundike for the just Indy.
Yeah.
The Indy
Yeah,
500.
yeah.
But I did the Brickyard 400.
Yeah. We're way past number 24. All right, so Adam, let's go on to our next commercial, and we will move on to our second subject.
Kennesaw Express Loop. There's a lot of places to get your oil changed in the Kennesaw area, but if you're looking for a personal experience, then stop in at Castro Kennesaw Express Loop or Lost Mountain Express Loop. We'll always do our best to get you in and out quickly, safely, and without a whole lot of fuss. We're a true owner-operator business where you'll find Brian under a car or hood at one of the shops. We offer experienced, knowledgeable technicians and the latest computer software to help you maintain your new car warranty and keep your pride and joy running for the next 100,000 miles. We proudly offer Castrol products.
And thank you, Brian Bristow, for being a sponsor of the Three Guys Who Love Sports every Wednesday right here at 5 o'clock at Miller's Ale House. So it's time. Are you ready, Adam?
Yes.
It's time to talk about the Olympics.
Where's Jim McKay?
The agony of defeat. Yeah. All right. So
The thrill of victory,
So-
the agony of defeat.
I still see the skier going off the
Oh, love
side.
that, love
That was
that.
the greatest thing. So learned a couple of things this week about the Olympics. How many gold medal events or how many medal events are there in the Olympics this year?
Well, there's break dancing and handball.
But
and
how many
women's
Synchronized,
overall medal
synchronized
Olympics?
swimming or ribbon
49,
twirling
49.
in the gymnastics?
49?
No, that's way too low. I
Oh,
think
really?
I think there's like 120.
329 medal events
Really?
at the
Yeah.
Olympics this year. Yeah.
We,
lot of
I mean,
gold.
you
Yeah.
got to remember there's like gymnastics is like 6 events, and then there's the men's versions of those events, and you know there's like 18 swimming events, and then there's the women's swimming events, and I mean, you know, it's just,
So I looked up another stat. What do you think the odds are of winning a gold medal at the Olympics?
I would go pretty low. I'd say like 2%.
No, the odds of winning.
Oh,
Yeah. No, not talking about what milk they're drinking. We're talking about the odds to win a gold medal.
30 to 1. 30 to 1.
I'd say 100 to 1.
How about 23 million to 1
23 million
to win a
1.
gold medal? I mean, we're talking about like anybody just when they're born. What are their odds to win a gold medal?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if you have 20 people in the whole event, it's
You
20
change
to
it
1.
21,
Yeah, yeah.
But if you got 23 million people in the world,
23 million to
23
1.
million to 1. I was a little surprised by that, actually. So
I am
yeah.
not going to be one of those 23 million.
It's too early to say. Too early to say. You may be started training with Callie again, and then you and Callie go together the 28th Olympics.
Break dancing
You,
is
you can
not.
have a new sport. We can have
Intern squatting.
intern squad.
Intern squatting. Do I get a
Get Callie to
do
squat
I
through
get a
again.
gold medal because I got squatted?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay.
That would
Hey,
be fun.
breaking news, breaking news. Today announced the 2034 Winter Olympics, Salt Lake City.
We just saw that on TV a
Yep.
while ago. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I'll be there.
Joel's going to that, and Joel has some ties to the Olympics. Lo, tell them about your Olympic experience.
Oh, it's a long. Well, I'll put the '78 version on it.
Well, we got a half hour, so go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much way back when I was about 8 or 9 years old, my dad decided to buy my brother and I ice skates. So he bought us ice skates, and it was Thanksgiving 1965. And it was raining, and me and my brother were causing havoc because it was Thanksgiving Day. My mother said to my dad, take these kids out of here, take them anywhere. So he took us, we had brand new skates, he took us to Woolman Rink in Central Park, raining on Thanksgiving, water all over the ice. It's an outdoor rink. We go out there, we're falling all over the place, and I see this guy whipping by on these long blades. I'm going, wow, what's that? I mean, I didn't know what a speed skate is, just figure skate. And he goes, well, get good, and I'll take you next year, I'll buy you those skates. So he bought us those skates, and we started training and all that. And the coach said, hey, listen, your sons are really good, both of them, but go over to Flushing Meadow over in Queens. There's a much better coach.
That's where Shea Stadium was,
That's
or
right.
City Field
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
and that, the next door to it. So we start training and all that, and we actually joined the amateur skating union, and we started racing locally, and then it was the Parks Department thing, and then we went up to the amateur skating union level. I guess you can't see all that. I'm going like this.
No, they can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, they
You're on
got a camera.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started racing, and then we joined this, and there's pretty much a lot of regional meets. You know, being in Brooklyn, there's one in Queens, there's one in Rochester, Buffalo, Binghamton, and we just start every weekend. We were going away and racing, and we got good and good. My brother was 3 years younger than me. He was younger, and he actually excelled, and we raced in the U.S. Open Indoor Speed Skating Champs in 1967. My brother came in third in that, and I came in not third, but I raced against Eric Heiden. This is 1967.
I remember Eric Heiden.
So fast forward to 1980, I'm going up to the Olympics because my ex-girlfriend had a free place to stay.
In Lake Placid, right?
Lake Placid, yeah, in
Yeah.
1980, February. We saw the bobsled, we saw luge, we saw ski jumping, the Miracle on Ice, you know, everything, the skiing and everything. And I wanted to see bobsled. I just thought it was neat. And while the bobsled was going, there was luge. Now, I'm a speed skater. I'm going like, hey, I could lie on my back and go much faster and do nothing. I said, that's cool, but this is 1980. Anyway, I did watch Eric Heiden win all 5 gold medals, break world records, and I don't think that'll ever be done. The odds of someone excelling in a 500-meter race and a 10,000 race, everybody's an expert in one distance, and to do that again,
And
I guess,
disciplines is
yeah, I
really
guess
cool,
Michael
yeah.
Phillips came close to it in swimming. A little different than Mark
Michael
Spitz.
Phelps.
Michael Phelps, yeah. So anyway, I started a few years later. I was racing the Empire State Games for speed skating, and I go, I got to check out this luge. Now, luge is, if there's no track, there's no luge. There's only one track in America, Lake Placid. So I found the USLA, United States Luge Association, walked in there and said, listen, I'm a speed skater. How do I get involved in this crazy sport? He goes, well, you're lucky. Next week is kind of like try it out because the track closes. It's March. It's going to melt. So he goes, come back with a physical. We'll give you a helmet. We'll give you a sled. We'll put you on the track. So I drive 300 miles back down to New York, go to the doctor, come 300 miles back up the next week. And I get on the track. Now, they don't start you at the top. They don't start you at the men's start or the women's start. They start you pretty much at the bottom, which is pretty much level. So you get on it. You see these big walls of ice that are 10, 12 feet like a wave. And had to feel good. And they keep moving you up the track. You get about 3 or 4 turns. And by the 5th turn, I actually got 5 ones, I got on the wall. I felt the G-force holding me, and I go, wow, this is awesome. I get off the track, goes, what do you got to do? Well, you really got to pretty much this is a training sled. You need a real sled. It's like having bad skates and really great racing skates. So, well, there's a guy in Austria. He makes the sled. His name is Johann Gasser, but guess what? He don't speak English, but here's his phone number. So I call up, and I have to send 10,000 Austrian shillings to Austria. I send it. He sends me the sled, sends me some money back because half of the sled is shipping or whatever. And I go up to Lake Placid, and when you get a sled, the steels that you run on are very sharp. They're like ice skates, except they can't be sharp. They got to be round, or you'll dig into the ice and fly up the track. So one of the guys who invited me up there says, go downstairs, have those 2 guys work on your sled. Little did I know they were both Olympians, so they really knew what they were doing. I trained for about 2 weeks, and they said, hey, listen, you seem to like this. We have room in the Olympic Training Center. Why don't you come spend the whole season with us? Everything's paid for. I said, I'm in. Anyway, so fast forward 6 years. I used to go to World Cups. I went to Sarajevo in Yugoslavia in 1985 after the 84 Olympics. I raced in Eagles, Austria, Olang, Italy, Berchtesgaden over Koenigsee, Germany. Anyway, come back. 88 Olympics is coming up, 1988 for Calgary. I raced in the Olympic trials. I came in 10th. They only took the top 2. But the thing is I kept going to a lot of Olympics because I enjoyed Olympic spirit. There's a whole different thing between a single-person sport versus team sports. I mean, it's just you and you only. There's no team camaraderie.
Isn't there a 2-man luge, though?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
But I was singles. I did singles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, it was pretty much singles men, singles women, and then doubles men. And I think now they have some sport. I can't even follow it. It's called relay. I don't know how you relay a luge, but they they have a relay.
You go up on the wall and somebody comes underneath.
I don't know. I don't know. But in a luge, so I watch the Olympics. Even I'm not a summer-looking person, although I do like track and field, and I do like the swimming. But I know what it is as one person making it happen or not. A team sport's a lot. You get 20 people on a team, everybody gets gold medal, and some people don't play, but they get the gold medal. But when you're actually doing a single sport, there's just the feeling is amazing. And doing that, and you go in there, you feel that spirit. Even though you're not on the team and you're a spectator, but if you were part of an Olympic program, you just kind of know that feeling. You just cheer them on like crazy.
Yeah. So that's as close as you ever got participating in the Olympics,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
10th at the trials. And the trials were where?
Lake Placid.
At Lake Placid?
Yeah, 1988. Yeah, just before the Calgary Games.
Kept for the Calgary Games. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, I've never met a loser before I knew you. I mean, I knew you did it, but this is the first time I've ever heard your story, and that's just pretty fascinating.
But you know something about Olympics? You know Mike Plant, right?
Yeah.
Mike Plant was
President of the Braves, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
He was a speed skater, and I think he was on the Olympic team in '80 with Eric Heiden back then.
Oh, wow.
He was actually.
Didn't he have a sister, Beth Heiden?
No, Beth Heiden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Heiden
Mike's
did.
sister is Eric's sister.
Yeah. So it was. I just like he's probably the same age as us, something like that. But pretty amazing.
Oh, young guy.
Yeah.
Same age as us.
Yeah, under 100.
If under 100 is your benchmark, yeah,
I'm there.
it's
There you
a
go.
low bar.
So that's funny. So you've been following Olympics for a time. I mean, we've both talked about, and Adam, you really have talked about yours because you're so young. that you don't have a lot of great Olympic memories because you weren't around.
No.
Well, you were minus something, right?
My
He was minus
first
100 when Jesse James won, or Jesse Owens.
yes. No, but I mean, my parents went to the '96 games in Atlanta, but you know, I think my first Olympics was probably 2012 London. I think like the first thing that I remember watching was rowing. I was at my grandparents' house and we watched rowing, and then obviously swimming and Michael Phelps and basketball with LeBron and Kobe and Carmelo Anthony. And
They won the gold that year. Didn't they?
yes, they did. They've won the gold every year since 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they better win it this year, right? So, Joel, I know you said you're more of a Winter Olympics guy than a summer. But so, what are some of your favorite Olympic memories? And don't say when Nancy Kerrigan got taken out by Tanya Harding.
What, for Lillehammer? Well, I actually, it was probably be Eric Heiden, watching him win 5 gold medals. I mean, I skated against him. Of course, I was 12 or something like that.
And how old was he? Is he about
No,
our age?
actually, he's the same age. Actually, we were both 10. I think he was born in 58 or 57 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was 67. But he was well known even at a 10-year-old. Like, he had just this, his
Had that
thighs,
name.
of course, yeah, he just had that name and all that. And on a different note, because I love speed skating so much, and you really could do it anywhere in the world as long as there's an indoor rink, he really did almost nothing for the sport. When you win 5 gold medals, you could go out there and go city to city and blah, 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 and really promote the sport. And he really just had the attitude, and maybe said in an interview, I did what I had to do, and I'm done. But now he's actually, I think, a sports doctor. His father was a surgeon. And I think he has to do with actually the team. But never again, when you win a gold medal, it's a great way of promoting a sport, especially if it's an oddball sport. Let's say archery. You know, you go out and you do it.
He was he on the front of the Wheaties box?
What got me? Probably. I don't know. Do
Yeah.
you know?
No, I don't know.
No.
I know Jenner was. Yeah, and Mary Lou Retton was.
I hope Eddie the Eagle, the guy was skiing from England. You know?
Yeah,
Eddie
yeah.
the Eagle.
do
That's a
remember it.
favorite moment. Eddie
Yeah.
the Eagle.
That's
And I got a Jamaican bobsled story. How about that?
Go ahead.
Okay,
You don't
so-
you don't look Jamaican.
No, Rastafarian, man. No. So again, pretty much in late '87, early '88, the Jamaican bobsled team pretty much was training in Lake Placid. They lived in our training center, and they were there all the time. They ate in the cafeteria, and they had these shirts printed out, sweatshirts printed out for $10, and it had the whole Jamaican bobsled, team, and said Jamaican bobsled, and their hair coming out of the helmets they had were dreadlocks.
Oh wow.
And they were selling it for $10 to raise money to live. They had no money. There was no Jamaican Bobsled Federation, so they were. And that Cool Runnings movie was pretty close. I mean, as best as it could be. It was a good movie.
That's cool.
John Candy did a good thing. But yeah, I still
love
have
John
it to this
Candy.
day. I have that sweatshirt to this day.
That's neat.
Yeah.
That's neat. So, Joel talked about an individual participating event as opposed to a team. We've got one of those here in Kennesaw, Daniel Hall.
We do.
Daniel is a hammer thrower. Owns the world record right now.
He does.
And he is the favorite to win the gold medal. And hopefully he's going to be on this show in 3 weeks with his gold medal. And very hopeful to have him. We also have Callie Terza joining us on the 7 o'clock Owl show on the 14th of August. And she is a 28 hopeful for the Olympics. So she was going to go to the Olympic trials this summer, but knee surgery knocked her out of that.
Yes.
So, but there are some great athletes this year that are participating in the Olympics. I want to see if my good friend Adam knows any of these.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
Okay.
I want to name them. You tell me what sport.
Okay.
And impress me because I really want you to impress me.
I think you're just gonna name somebody that does like skeet shooting.
No, and I'm
gonna be like,
I actually got these off of the top 10 athletes that are
Okay.
expected to win a gold medal.
okay.
Okay.
Well, one of them's could be Katie Ledecky.
Katie Ledecky is one. I was surprised that Daniel Hall wasn't in this list, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people don't know the hammer throw.
Yeah.
The men's basketball team, obviously. Caleb Dressel
Caleb Dressel is swimming. He swam at the University of Florida.
Yeah.
He swims freestyle. I think he's the 100 meter. He's on the relay team as well.
All right. You're 2 for 2. I'm very impressed
Yeah,
so far.
Katie Ledecky and Caleb Dressel.
Well, and the men's basketball.
Oh,
team.
okay, yeah. LeBron, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis.
Sha'Carri Richardson.
That's track and field. I think it's the 100 meter.
This is why I love this guy. This is awesome. All right, so far so good.
Yep.
Here's an easy one. Simone Biles.
Simone Biles is gymnastics.
Yeah. Here's one you might not know, but you might. Trinity Rodman.
Trinity Rodman is soccer. Dennis
Dennis
Rodman's daughter.
Did you know that? I had no idea. I was blown away when I read that. All right. Katie Grimer
Katie Grimer. Ooh, that's
or Grimes or Gaines. I'm sorry.
Katie Gaines.
I can't read my own stinking writing. You know me.
That's one I don't know.
She's a women's swimmer as well.
Oh.
All right. Noah Lyles.
Noah Lyles is track and field. He runs the. I think he runs the 100 meter.
100 and 200 and the 4x100. That's the.
That's a good one.
That's a trials.
relay.
Yeah, it's a trials. He was the first one to win all three since Usain Bolt did it.
There you go.
So pretty cool. Here's another toughie. Scotty Scheffler.
What sport does Scotty Scheffler play?
Well, you know what?
Dude, I've never heard of the Scotty Scheffler guy. He sounds like he could do break dancing,
But, however-
he does golf.
So why is he on this list and not Xander? I mean, Xander's the defending gold medalist.
I don't think Xander's on the team.
Oh, he is.
Is he on the team?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd pick Xander. I mean, Xander just won the Open.
Absolutely.
Where you don't have the Open on here.
I know it. We didn't talk about it last week. So
What we should talk about the Open.
we just did. It was really a fun Open to watch.
That was a fantastic final round.
The Sunday afternoon was fantastic.
Yes,
it
I
was.
wanted Daniel Brown to win so badly.
Oh, I didn't want him to win because he was smoking on TV, and I didn't like that.
I don't remember seeing him smoke.
Oh yeah, they talked about him smoking his way around the course. So not for me, not this guy.
He was 273rd in the world. So
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. Here's another one. Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff is tennis. She's gonna hold. She's a flag bearer. She's from Atlanta.
Yep. Maggie Steffers.
Maggie Steffers.
Yeah, I thought this one might stump you.
Maggie Steffers. I don't know off the top of my head, but I would guess swimming.
Well, you're kind of right. Water polo. She's in the
Oh,
water.
okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the water polo team.
Last but not least, Chase Buttinger.
Ooh. Diving?
No, beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball. So
Yes.
I only missed 3.
Man, I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Extremely impressed.
Yeah.
So,
I knew the swimmers.
yeah, and actually we're pulling for everybody that is participating that went or goes to Kennesaw State
Yes.
College. So we have 3 from Kennesaw State, right?
Yes. We have Daniel Haw. We have a speed climber.
Emma
And-
Stone, I think is her name. Emma,
Yes. It's not Emma Stone.
It's Emma somebody.
It's Emma something, yes.
Yeah.
We should know that.
And then we have Manu
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
and she's participating with beach volleyball, but for Denmark. So good luck to all those. And you know, the Olympics started today.
Soccer.
We didn't get off to a very positive start.
No,
France
lost
kicked our
3-0
butts
to
3
France.
nothing. 3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
I expected to lose that game. It's okay. We'll come back against. I think we play New Guinea next.
When do we play Old Guinea?
Old Guinea isn't a country. Chuck.
Oh, okay. I knew an Old Guinea. We called him Uncle Joe, but that's a different story altogether. And then we play who else?
We play
in our
New
group?
Zealand and New Guinea
In our grouping, all right. So hopefully we'll be 2-1-0 in
Yes.
that grouping. All right.
2-0-1.
I thought the ties go last.
No, draws go in the middle.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so 2-0-1. That would be a good showing
In the NFL, they go
for the
last.
USA. Okay, but not in
Not in soccer.
soccer. Okay. All right. So Joel, thanks for your Olympic story, man. That was awesome. I want to hear more, maybe offline. I want to hear about. Did you meet Beth Height?
No.
She was younger than Eric, right?
A year, maybe two. They were close.
You
in
know
age.
she's available.
I don't know.
Those ice skaters got.
You know what? We have a commercial.
It is
Commercial
time for a
break.
commercial.
This segment has really made me think, and you know who can help you with your thinking?
That would be Brain Train.
Hey, it's Melissa at Brain Train Centers, the fastest growing neurofeedback provider in the world, and I have some pretty important questions for you. Do you or someone you know struggle with focus and attention, sleep, memory, or other mood issues? Or maybe you just want to achieve more in high pressure situations. Well, what if I told you you can unlock your brain's full potential and change your life entirely through neurofeedback, a drug-free and natural approach to negative moods, and it's backed by more than 50 years of research, so it's not new. It is safe for both children and adults as you retrain the brain to create new pathways. Medication may help short term, but they don't address the underlying issues. Just as push-ups help your physical strength, neurofeedback is personal training for your brain. With over 20 offices nationwide, don't hesitate to reach out to Brain Train Centers, as we will provide you with the highest level of compassionate care and help you achieve the mental clarity, performance, and calm you deserve. Your journey to a better quality of life starts with a brain map. Now you can retrain your brain and reset your life. So just call or text 470-291-2778 or visit braintraincentersinc.com.
We thank you, Meg and Melissa, for being sponsors of the
It's like
Three
he's
Guys Who Love
British.
Sports. That is a little
This
British
guy's
type.
pinky,
Yeah,
yeah.
pinky drinking tea, but
I've never seen him drink tea.
I've been seen him drink beer, and he still sticks his
I
pinky
bet
out.
Larry drinks tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're moving on to college football. You know, college football is less than a month away, or a month away. Georgia Tech and Florida State open up in Ireland on the 24th, I think, of August. So that should be very
be a
interesting.
great game.
Heard some great things about Haynes
Haynes
King.
King.
Some people
Georgia
say
Tech
he's
quarterback.
the best quarterback in the ACC, and you better watch out because he's going to be on some year-end list for awards. So
I'm trying to think of a quarterback in the ACC.
Oh,
Tyler Shaw for Louisville. Kate Klubnik.
how about your buddy?
I'm trying to circulate around him.
To save him for last.
The Kyron Drones for Virginia Tech.
How about Kyle McCord?
Yeah, Kyle McCord, Syracuse.
Yep.
I don't know the Cal quarterback. I don't know the SMU quarterback.
Cal's not in the ACC.
Cal's in
are
the
they?
ACC,
I know
yeah.
Stanford is.
Yeah, Cal, Stanford, SMU.
Okay.
And my favorite quarterback in the ACC, DJ Uwe Ungalale.
With Florida State. Yeah. Thank you, Sean Betts, our bartender, just blessed Adam for his DJ sneeze. So, so good things coming up. Football's just around the corner. The actual first pro game is a week from tomorrow night at the what do they call it?
Chuck, the Hall of Fame game. Chuck, that
That's the
game
one.
doesn't count. It doesn't.
It's
It
still
doesn't
football.
count.
Don't count.
It's still
Nobody.
football.
It's like
Football
the fourth
has started.
string players that are never gonna play. Like
But it's football.
I don't care. I don't even know who's playing in the game.
Houston and somebody. I don't remember who it is, but it's football. Yeah. All right.
CJ Stroud's not gonna play.
Probably not. All right, so we're going to get into Steve Stroud a little bit, but right now we're talking about the greatest and the most intimidating stadiums in college football to play in. When I did a little research through 247 Sports and a panel of 14 ESPN writers,
I've seen this panel.
that voted.
I think the panel is wrong.
They had some.
You know what?
They had some pretty good
I
choices.
remember this because I listened to a podcast. They talked about this. They had like the Rose Bowl at like number 2 or number 3.
Rose Bowl is number 2.
And the opinion that I heard, and I agree with this, the Rose Bowl is great for the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl is not great for UCLA games. They can't fill the Rose Bowl. It's like a quarter full.
Have you ever been out to the Rose Bowl?
No.
So for the actual Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all, yes.
It's a cool stadium.
For every other game, no.
And it's.
There's a
I've-
whole like 102,000.
No, the Rose Bowl doesn't hold that many.
Oh, no?
But I have been by the Rose Bowl. I've never been in the Rose Bowl. But it's just in the middle of a city park. and it's just an old rickety stadium. But as Adam said, it's the granddaddy of them all. And this list of a bunch, I just wrote the top 6 because that's all I had room for on the paper. Rose Bowl was number 2. Number 6 was Husky Stadium,
Washington?
Washington. And I didn't see what.
I'm not intimidated by Washington.
No, this
State.
is the best stadium. This is nothing.
I have never. No.
Define best.
Yeah.
Huh?
Define
Define
best.
best.
Well, you'll have to ask these 14 guys from ESPN because they're the ones that made this.
When I think of the best stadiums in the country, Husky Stadium is not one of them.
I would have never thought of Husky Stadium.
Nope.
There are a lot that weren't left now.
I'd put Wisconsin above Husky
Camp
Stadium.
Randall is
Yeah.
a great camp.
Camp
stadium.
Randall's insane.
Yeah.
Jump around.
Into the third quarter. Yeah, man, that's fantastic. Yeah.
I mean, I hate Wisconsin, but yeah.
I like the Badgers.
Is JFK Stadium on that, Philly?
No.
I think the Army-Navy game used to be there. Or was it
Yeah,
RFK? I forget.
Yeah, it was RFK, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's-
So
what they say.
number 5 is Beaver Stadium, which I can see.
Oh, Bucky.
Beaver Stadium
Buc-ee's.
is
Penn State.
Oh yeah,
The whiteout at Penn
100%.
State when there's. Yeah,
100%.
That's a.
I would spend $1,000 to go to a whiteout game. I mean,
I could probably arrange that.
like just a Penn State, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan night game, like.
Well, you know
that's-
Ian King, right?
Yes.
So Ian was the president of the Penn State Alumni Club in Atlanta, and he went to Penn State. He could
I
probably
would
get you tickets.
I would pay money to go to a whiteout
Would you
game.
trade Indianapolis 500 tickets?
No.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Now we know where he is.
No.
He's got it right. He's got it right.
All right. So number 4, Notre Dame, touchdown Jesus.
Touchdown. I love touchdown Jesus, but no.
He loves you too, by the way. Yeah. So, but I have had friends that have been there. But some of these stadiums I've been by, I've never been by the Beaver Stadium or Husky. Mark Warrer, a good friend of mine, Mark's on his way back, I think tomorrow, next day from Paris. But Mark said when he went to see Georgia play, he went up there that weekend when the Cubs were playing Atlanta, the Falcons were playing the Bears, and Georgia was playing at Notre Dame. So he went up there to all of them. And he said that the people of Notre Dame were so inviting that their house is right across the street from the stadium. And they're inviting them in their garages and stuff to have beers and play ping pong and all that stuff. So I guess it's a cool stadium. But again, not one I would have put in my top 6. Number 3 is the Big House in Notre Dame, which is where I'd really
Michigan.
like to go to a game. Yeah, Michigan, thank you. It's where I'd really like to go to a game.
Yeah.
I've heard that the stadium doesn't rise up, that it sinks down into
Yes.
the ground, that you walk in and everything's below you.
Yeah. I like the big house.
Have you been?
No.
No.
Never been to the big house.
Yeah.
I'd go though.
Yeah, I would too.
I wouldn't, not as much. I don't want to go to the big house as much as I want to go to Penn State, but.
Yeah. Would you go see Purdue play at the Big House?
No.
Because you don't want to see them get wiped?
Yeah. I
right.
don't want to see us get waxed.
And the number 1 stadium, according to these 14 guys, do you want to guess where it is?
I mean, I haven't seen.
Joel, no looking it up.
I mean,
Joel's setting up a date for after the show.
I mean, I think there's in my mind, there's only one stadium that should be number 1, and it's Death Valley.
You know what? I would probably have to go somewhere along there, but it's not Death Valley. It's LSU.
Death Valley is LSU.
I thought Death Valley was Clemson.
It's both.
It's both.
Oh, okay.
I
So
was-
you were
I was
talking about
LSU,
All
yeah.
So that's it. Again, going to a night game there is,
Yeah.
I just hear, is insane.
Yeah.
It is.
Insane.
It's
Oh,
fantastic.
Larry's been, yeah.
I've been.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
You got
but-
some bad echo in your mic, Larry.
Yeah.
But because the two mics are next to each
Oh,
other.
yeah. Move that
But
mic away.
Where's Texas A&M?
It's not in the 5 best, but it is in the 5 most intimidating stadiums.
Texas A&M is better than.
Is it better than the Huskies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Texas
12th
A&M
man.
is. Yes.
All right.
I would go LSU, Penn State, Texas A&M.
Would you really?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
And then maybe the Grove and
You got to go Tuscaloosa.
Is that Ole Miss?
Yeah.
That's my daughter.
Yeah,
But-
that's what you said.
But Tuscaloosa's just, I mean, it's a terrifying
huge.
stadium to play in, but it's, I mean, you know, what when you think of the hardest stadiums to play out, like Oregon,
I think that's a tough stadium to play at.
I think it
Tennessee's
is. but
not a bad
Tennessee's
stadium
not.
either.
Tennessee's
not bad.
That stadium shakes when the
Yeah.
football game's going. Chip's been there, my son. Been by there, haven't been there.
I've been many
Have
times.
you? Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So let's get into the 5 most intimidating stadiums to play
Uh-huh.
at. Number 5,
Is
I gotta read. Neyland Stadium.
Tennessee?
In Tennessee,
Yeah.
yeah. Number 4 is Michigan. I don't see that as an
No.
intimidating place to play.
no. Give me the shoe.
It's the people outside that intimidate you.
Yeah.
It's
I'd,
tough.
I'd put the shoe above Michigan.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd put Camp Randall above Michigan, but
Number 3, I think I would have thought it would have been in there.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Kyle Field, Texas
yeah,
A&M.
Texas A&M.
Yeah. Number 2, which really made me nauseous, is Sanford Stadium. You know why it's so intimidating to play there? Because
So-
when a high school team comes in there and plays them, they're
When,
shook up.
when
But
Tennessee
a real
School of the
team comes in
Blind and
there-
Deaf plays them.
Exactly.
So you're telling me that
no,
there's
this is 247
5
Sports.
there's one stadium left on this list.
Mm-hmm.
So either Beaver Stadium is off the list or LSU is off the list.
It would be Beaver Stadium that's off the list. LSU.
That's crap.
I agree.
That's so bad. What a terrible list.
I know it.
What
247
an
Sports.
awful
This would not be
list.
my top 5 list. I will tell
No,
you that.
it wouldn't be anybody's top 5 list. That clip of Michigan taking the field on the first play of the game, and the Penn State fans are yelling, and they're playing music, and they don't snap the ball, and they have to call like 2 timeouts in a row. That is a legendary clip. Penn State is number 1.
Are you passionate about this?
Yes,
I can tell. Yeah, I would think it would be number 2 or number 1. I would, and Ian King, I love, would have something to say about that. So,
What a terrible list. Go ahead, Larry. You
no,
were going to say
Well, I
something.
was going to say, Georgia under Kirby, you could put them at number 2.
No,
but
no.
Georgia. But let me finish. But Georgia overall is nowhere near number 2.
Okay. I personally, Georgia would be like
I would be more
5
intimidated
or
riding
7.
with one of their football players in a car while they're
Yeah,
getting tickets or going to
you're
jail.
right. I mean, but obviously they're only looking at the recent years when they came up with that.
Man, that's
Well,
just
yeah.
horrible.
It's not overall
Yeah,
because
but not to have Alabama on there and everything they
I
do
just
at the
I
game.
don't. When I think of intimidating stadiums, I don't think of Alabama.
Okay.
I don't. I think of Texas A&M. I think of LSU, Penn State.
Well, we've already agreed on more than I ever thought we'd agree on today,
Yes.
so we'll have to just agree to disagree on Alabama. But let's get into our last commercial and let's do some. Who is it? It's American
Access. Tired of going to the same old places for the same old thing? American Access has your solution. Whether you're looking for something new to do before or after the game, bachelor or bachelorette party, or something to do when you have guests in from out of town, American Access, with their 3 Atlanta locations in Marietta, Tucker, and now downtown at the Works, they've got something different. Look us up at American Access or give us a call at 678-763-3635 to schedule your next adventure.
And we thank you, Dan Fisher, for being a sponsor of the Three Guys Who Love Sports, as well as the Owls Who Live Sports. We'll be talking some KSU sports along with Adam here in
We
about
do.
an hour
We
and
will.
15 minutes. I look forward to that, as always. Getting into our last segment here, we're talking some pro football. Last week we did the AFC North, and we typically go NEWS news, but Robert is a big Buffalo Bills fan, and he wants to be here to talk about the
Who
Bills.
did you guys pick to win the North?
I picked Cleveland. They both picked Baltimore, I think.
I would pick Baltimore too. Cleveland
Yep, we'll see.
with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but also with some other really talented.
Can you believe
defense.
him? He picked Cleveland to win the
Hey, do you-
AFC North
Do you want
with
the axe?
Deshaun Watson.
He's touched. He's a little older. Don't tease him.
He
All right.
picked Cleveland.
So let's move on. Number one, I'm very disappointed that you didn't watch the show and know the answer.
I was out. That's beside the point.
All right, so let's move on to the AFC South, and that's the only reason I wore my Jacksonville Jaguars shirt. Evan Ingram's a wide receiver for those guys, and I was at his football camp last Sunday. So thank you. His mother, Michelle, just sent me a couple autographed photos, and told me thanks for helping them with some sponsorships. So thank you, Michelle, and look forward to seeing you and Evan soon. I offered to take Evan out to Dogwood to play golf. He said he'd love to, so we'll get you out there too if you want to meet him.
I'll play golf with Evan Ingram.
Good dude. All right, so AFC South. We have 4 teams. We have Houston, we have Indianapolis, we have Jacksonville, and we have Tennessee.
Do you want me to go first?
Well, we're going to pick them in reverse order.
So
but
4 to 1?
Yeah, but let's talk a little bit about them first. All right.
Tennessee sucks.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
They did have Will Levis, who beat the Falcons, right, through 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, but it's the Falcons.
His first game, second year. Derrick Henry's gone. Ryan Tannehill's gone. And Danico Autry is gone. You know who Danico Autry is? Defensive lineman.
Oh, D-line.
He went to Houston. But they did add your boy from Dallas, Pollard.
Yeah, Tony Pollard.
They
Good
got
running back.
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
And they added Tyler Boyd. So they upped their program a little bit, right?
It's
From the offensive side. But they lost a lot of their defensive stars. So you may score 60 points a game against Tennessee.
It's still
Don't
Will.
you think so, Joel?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just say I concur.
I concur.
All right, thank you.
I mean, Will Levis is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to Indianapolis, we have Anthony Richardson coming back. They had, who was it last year that got him to the playoffs? Gardner Minshew, right?
Yes.
Got him to the playoffs. But, man, is he healthy? We don't know. I don't think Gardner Minshew's up for another year.
Gardner Minshew's in Oakland.
Is he?
Yep.
Well, he's not going to help then. Then
Nope.
Jonathan Taylor, he only played 10 games last year, and Zach Moss is gone. So if they don't have a backup running back, how are they going to win a division again? They won the division last year, didn't they? And Houston came in second, and Houston made the playoffs behind them?
No.
I think that's right, but-
Houston won the division.
Did they?
Houston won the division
And
on
Indy
the
came in
last
second?
game of the season.
Yep.
And because there was a controversial play or something.
Okay. All right.
I like Indy. Anthony Richardson is a great quarterback. He played
Florida?
in 5 games last year. Yep,
They
from
didn't
Florida.
play in that many, did he?
It was 4 or 5 games. He didn't play a ton, but if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy, I think that's a dangerous team.
Like I said, I don't think they're strong at the running back other than Taylor, but if he gets hurt, they're down.
Yes.
I mean, they're done.
Yes.
The other teams, Jacksonville
Trevor
was 8-4,
Lawrence.
but they lost 5 of their last 6 games last year.
They did, but Trevor Lawrence is back. Trevor, he played well last year.
Yeah, they didn't do much to improve their position over the winter, so I don't know about Jacksonville. Obviously, I want Evan to score 500 touchdowns and be the MVP, but I don't see that happening. But he's very impressed with Trevor Lawrence. I'll tell you that much. We talked about that when I saw him at the camp last week. And then Texas, Houston, or the Texans are the favorite. They added Joe Mixon. They added Stephon Diggs. They got D'Amico Autry from Tennessee, and Danielle Hunter. I can't remember who he was with, but Hunter and Autry combined for 28 sacks last year with their previous teams. So, I'm kind of liking Houston.
I think this is Houston's division, and we're just talking about it.
Yeah. Well, C.J. Stroud had a fantastic rookie year, probably one of the best rookie years ever. But there's a year of tape on him out there now.
There is.
Is that going to help the other teams or what?
I mean, I think we'll know like 4 games into the year. C.J. Stroud, great quarterback, but you added weapons in Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs that he didn't have last year. He had good receivers, he had a good running back, but adding Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon I think kind of takes Houston to the next level.
I would agree. I'm even thinking about maybe a Super Bowl favorite or a Super Bowl potential.
I think they're a conference championship threat, but the AFC is just so stacked. I mean, you've got Kansas City coming off a Super Bowl. You got Baltimore coming off the AFC championship. And then the Bengals are still
AFC
there.
Championship game, not
Yes.
AFC
yes.
Championship.
And the Bengals are still there, and the Bills are
The
still
Bengals
there.
are a band, just to let you know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
The Bengals.
the Bengals.
Bengals.
It's
The Bengals.
Ben, B-E-N.
Bengals say Manic Monday.
Yeah, that's right, the Bengals.
Wait, have you seen Joe's new haircut?
I have. It's disgusting. I hate it.
Like Vanilla Ice. He's
Disgusting. I hate it.
He's got a yellow head now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about his health. We talked about them. That nobody picked Cincinnati to win the division last year.
And
last week.
I can understand that. I mean, I think there's some concerns about where Joe Burrow goes with the ball. Obviously, he's got T. Higgins.
That's where Tyler Boyd came from, right?
Yes.
And Jamar Chase?
Yes. But T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, he's got receivers, he's got weapons. The question is, can he stay healthy and can he distribute the ball? You didn't know Joe Mixon anymore. Joe Mixon came from the Bengals.
Yep. Go ahead and say it, Joe.
I'm gonna say the Bengals.
You
That's
say whatever
how
the
I
heck you
say
want
it.
to say it. That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's take a look then at number 4. Who you got at number 4?
This is a really tough decision. There's so many good teams in this division, but I'm going Tennessee. I think we're probably all going Tennessee. Their quarterback is Will Levis.
Yeah. Joel, how about you?
You're really asking me this question.
Yeah.
Yes.
No rhyme or reason. Number 4, Tennessee. Number 2, number 3.
Well, we're not ready for number 3
We're not
yet.
ready for number.
Well, it was
okay.
Number 4, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually have Indy as number 4. I just think they're too vulnerable to injury. I don't think they have any depth, and like one more Jonathan Taylor injury, or one more Anthony Richardson slip up, and they're done.
I can see that. They started the year so strong last year.
They did. They played really well.
Yeah.
And I hope Richardson does well. I like him. I mean, he didn't go to Georgia. He's a Florida guy, so he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Larry. But
He's
yeah.
not sorry, and neither am I.
Yeah. This is like Chuck and Adam Sink Day, man. This is pretty cool. All right, so number 3.
Number 3. See, this is a tough one. Number 3, I'll go Indy.
Yeah, number 3, I got Tennessee.
I got Indy.
You got Indy?
I got Indy.
All right. So I think Tennessee, again, I think their offense is going to be a little bit better with Ridley and Tyler Boyd and Will Levis another year under center. I just don't think they're going to – I don't think they're going to stop anybody. They lost too many defensive players.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to outscore a lot of people. I'd really like to take a look at their schedule and see what it looks like. They play each other twice. I'll go with Tennessee at 3. How about number 2, Adam?
Jacksonville. I mean, I think that's pretty easy. I think if Houston weren't as good as they are going to be, I think that you could put Jacksonville as the division winner, but C.J. Stroud and Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs and the guys he had last year, I think Houston's too much.
Yeah, so who's the running back? It's Etienne that's the running back at Jacksonville, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Trevor Etienne.
Yeah, I get him and his brother at Georgia mixed up. Yeah. He's been in some car crashes already, too, hadn't he? Yeah. DUI or something. Well, we'll talk about that maybe later. So I've got Jacksonville at number 2 as well. I'd like to see them be number 1. Again, if Stroud slips up and he doesn't have the kind of year that he had last year, I could see it. But, man, he is so strong. C.J. Stroud had such a good year. I just don't see them losing that division. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville number 2, and obviously that leaves Houston for number 1.
Yes.
How about you, Mr. Hyden?
I got Jackson 1, Houston 2.
Jacksonville 1 and Houston 2. Not a bad call. Jacksonville, local guy. Joel, obviously, you probably went to every one of Trevor Lawrence's high school football games. didn't you?
Yeah, wasn't that Clemson?
No, Cartersville. He actually went to Clemson College, but Harvard High School, he went to Cartersville. So
He likes that orange.
he does like the orange, but Cartersville's the Purple Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've we've come to the end of our picks.
I think we have.
Yep. So who do you think? Does anybody in that division make it beyond the playoffs and make it to the Super Bowl?
I think if it's going to be anybody, it's going to be Houston.
Yep. Like I said, I don't even want to tell you who I think they might play in the Super Bowl, but I can see Houston and Kansas City play.
Is that because I'll be excited about it?
No.
Oh.
No.
Is that because I'll be devastated?
You'll be laughing at me when I tell you who I think.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Oh,
I
no,
want to
no,
hear
no,
this.
no.
No. I want to hear this. Come on,
Well,
Chuck.
he hasn't signed a contract yet, and he's not coming to camp if he doesn't win. If he doesn't sign a contract, he's not coming to camp.
Is that the Cow? Is that the
should give you
Cowboys?
no, not CeeDee Lamb. No.
Larry, who's he talking about?
Jordan Love.
Oh, come on.
I told you.
The Packers are not going to the Super Bowl.
They're my
The Jets.
dark
The Jets.
The Packers are not going to the Super Bowl.
What do you know about football?
But Pratt might
Aaron's gonna stop taking LSD.
take him.
The
Do what?
Packers are not going to the Super Bowl.
Michael Pratt from Tulane.
Oh, he'll be the backup quarterback?
Is the backup
Yeah.
quarterback.
That's
One
funny.
of them, anyway.
That's funny. All right. Well, this has been a fun show. I am
It has
shocked
been a fun
and
show.
amazed at the Olympic knowledge that my partner Adam has shown.
The
and
Packers are not going to the Super
we
Bowl.
moved past that now.
There we go. I like that guy.
All right, who do you think? Wait, who do you think's going to the Super Bowl?
No! No!
Give me a G. All right, so that's pretty cool. All right, Joel, thanks for being on with us, man.
Hey,
that was
thank
a lot
you
of
for
fun.
inviting me.
Give Joel 5 like Robert does. All right, there you go.
Hey,
All right.
next time we're going to talk about the most intimidating NASCAR tracks.
I like that.
I mean,
I want him back. Forget that guy. I don't like that guy. I want him back.
Set up your own podcast
I
because
have my own podcast.
as,
there you
as
go.
a norther, I'm going Talladega.
there you go. All right, so thanks everybody for being a part of this here at Miller's Ale House. And guys, don't forget, know your numbers, cover your ass, get your prostate checked. We'll see you next week on Three Guys Who Love Sports. right here at Miller's. Can I get a big hootie hoo?
Hootie hoo! I was the only one that hootie hooed.
Where'd Will and Garrett go over there?
I don't know. They just disappeared. I guess I'll just hootie hoo by myself.
Well, thanks for the hootie hoo.
Hootie.
My name's Chuck
Frickin'
Burge,
who.
along with my friend Adam Crooks. Adam, how are you, buddy?
I'm great. It's a great Wednesday night in Miller's Ale House.
It
Talk
always
about
is.
some Kennesaw State sports.
And this is our 97th show about KSU Owls. So we got show number 100 coming up on August the 14th. We hope everybody will gather and join in the gay and frivolity of August 14th. That will be a lot of fun.
I heard that we were going to have a certain track and field athlete back for
Callie
the
Terza.
87th millionth time.
I don't think she's been on 87 million times.
She's been on.
We've only had 97 shows.
She's been
so-
on. She's been on more than I have.
that is not true.
That is 100% true. Larry, we should run the stats on this.
Larry, Callie's been
Callie-
on maybe 4 times, 5 times. You missed
Callie
the
has
big.
been
We asked for a
on-
big hootie hoo, Will, and you were gone. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she was your guest host one week.
One time.
She interviewed her coach. That was separate to being your guest host. You interviewed
She's
her
been
at
on
least,
2 other times. She's
you
been on
interviewed her at
maybe-
least 2 or 3
maybe
times.
4 or 5 times she's been on.
I think it's about 7, but
Yeah, I know you have been on every week, so I can't. I don't know how you sit there and say that Callie's been on more than you when you do the opening segment every freaking week. Can you
we're not
admit?
going to argue
Can you
about
admit
this.
once that you're wrong?
There's
Can you
Kennesaw,
admit
there's
once
Kennesaw
that you're
State
wrong?
sports to talk about.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some EA Sports. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've all seen the commercial or not for KSU and their football team, where they come on and say, "My name's so and so, and I'm in the game."
Yeah,
So that's pretty
I
neat.
have. Yeah,
Yeah, I know you have.
It was a great commercial.
I'm talking to you. Are you guys leaving? Yep. All right, y'all have fun. Yeah. So goes our 2 guests. We're not following them where they went, but hopefully they'll be back on in a few minutes. All right. So Adam, what's going on with EA Sports?
I listen. It's a great game. I've been able to play it for a week and a half now. My first game was KSU against KSU Alabama at Fifth Third. I beat Alabama. I think I beat them 77-17.
You beat Alabama 77-17?
77-17.
Now, how can that happen? Because on the EA Sports game, aren't each player ranked?
Yeah, but if you play on easy mode,
Yeah.
because you're not good at the game, it's pretty easy
What,
to put
because
up
you're not good
77.
at the game, or because KSU's not good at the game?
If you play anyway, so I beat Alabama 77-17. I think the first play of the game was a Tykeem Wallace option route, and he's just so fast. I mean, he's fast in real life, but I mean, he just broke free. It was like 82-yard touchdown. It's a great game. You know, Davis Bryson, great running quarterback. Actually, Bryson and Bohannon are rated pretty similarly, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, Blake's in the commercial.
Yes.
Yeah. and
Braden is the backup. Is listed as the backup quarterback. I think he's 1 overall less than Davis Bryson, which I thought was interesting. I think Bryson should probably be higher than he is. Mm-hmm. But Ben Yard and Benefield are the 2 best players on the team. It's no surprise they're fantastic running backs. Blake Bohannon is in there. I think he's a slot. He's listed as a slot receiver. I mean, you know, it's been a ton of fun to play with KSU. I haven't started my KSU dynasty yet.
So what does it mean to start a KSU dynasty?
It's like a seasons game mode. You play like seasons, and you can recruit new players, and so I'm waiting to start. I'm waiting to start the I become the head coach at KSU. I'm waiting to.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know when we fired Coach Bohannon, but I'm the new head coach of KSU. I'm going to take us to the national championship. We're going to win 5 national championships in a row. You heard it here first. I want 5 national championships. We're going to beat Michigan. We're going to beat Alabama. It's not even going to be close.
That should be interesting. I hope
It
I'm
will be
alive. I hope
interesting.
I'm alive for that. Will it be in the next couple of years?
That's what I'm planning on.
I got a shot.
That's
then.
what I'm
All right,
planning on,
all right,
yeah.
That's good. I got a shot.
We're gonna go like what do you have to go now? Like 16-0?
To win the national, well, you play 16 games. I don't know that anybody's going 16-0.
We'll be so good that the SEC will invite us to the SEC, and then we'll just beat all the SEC teams and go undefeated and win 5 national championships in a row.
I like the way you think.
Thank you.
And these athletes that you say you can recruit for the game, do you
Yes.
recruit them from other colleges, like in a
You
portal?
can recruit in the transfer portal.
There is a transfer portal
Yes,
in the
so
EA
if-
game,
Yes, if I wanted Carson Beck to be my quarterback,
which nobody wants.
no. But if he were in the transfer portal,
Sorry, Larry.
I could get Carson Beck to be my quarterback. I
Wow.
wouldn't do that because I don't like Carson Beck, but
Yeah. Okay. Well,
there's a transfer portal, and then you can recruit players from high school.
do you know enough, or do they give you stats on there about the high school players?
Yes,
that
they
can
give you he's this good at throwing and this good at running, and then you can pick and choose who you recruit, and each recruit has star ratings, and just like recruiting in real life.
Okay, so for next show,
Yes.
next week, let's try to start to gather some numbers from football players or what they think their ratings are. But you know them now, right?
I know they know their ratings now too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they all got copies of the game, but.
So do you think? Have you taught any of them, or any of them happy about their
I
ratings?
have not gotten a chance to talk to any of them, but it'd be interesting to see what they think their rating should be, and interview them and ask them, what did EA get wrong? Are you faster than that in real life?
What would your rating be at 0 to 100?
0 to, I mean, I think if I had a really big head, I'd say 99. But my head's not that big. I'd go probably I'd be a scrambling quarterback. I'd go like a 36.
36. I'm not talking about your IQ. I'm talking about what you go rating on the A.
Well, Davis Bryson. I think Davis Bryson is
Aren't
a
they the
six.
same?
Yeah. Oh, look at Liechtenstein Larry
You
coming.
guys are
coming
mean to
at.
me. You guys are mean to me. Davis Bryson, I think, is a 63, and Braden Bohanna is a 62.
Braden Bohannon?
Yeah,
Oh,
Braden,
the quarterback.
Yeah, Braden Bohannon's a 62. Tykeem Wallace, I think, is a 69.
What's the quarterback's name?
Davis Bryson.
He's the starter,
Yeah,
and he's a 62.
he's a 63.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Carson Beck is a 93 or a 94.
So we know the game's corrupt already.
Yeah, yes.
If Carson Beck's
Yes.
a 93,
Shador Sanders is like a 92.
and it was just by stroke. Do you know what Haynes King is?
I do not know what Haynes King is. I have not looked at Georgia Tech, mainly because I don't care about Georgia Tech. I only care about the Owls.
I like the way you think. That's all right. That's
but
right.
Ben Yard, I think Ben Yard's a 79, Benefield's a 78, and then I think Tykeem Wallace is only like a 69, but he's got like 96 speed.
Who's the highest rated owl? Do you know?
I think it's Ben Yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a 69,
He's a 79.
79.
Yes.
So in the scope of great running backs, is that pretty high?
I think he's probably mid-pack.
Okay. All right, I can live with that.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of not being mid-pack, we have some sponsors that we have to
Yes, we
play
do.
up to. So let's do one first.
My name is Joshua Smith, and my wife Tammy and I are graduates of Kennesaw State College. I've been practicing law for 24 years, specializing in sports and entertainment law, while continuing in criminal defense, civil litigation, juvenile, and personal injury law. And I'm ready to represent you all the way from a small town to the Supreme Court and any appellate court in between. With all the new rules regarding NIL and cash payments to athletes, we're placing a new emphasis on Kennesaw State University athletics to help our student athletes better navigate some of the bigger issues that have tripped up so many. Give us a call tomorrow at 706-217-2095.
All right, and we thank you, Joshua Smith, for being a sponsor of the Owls Who Live Sports. And right now we're going to bring first of a couple of guests on, Matt McCaslin. How about a big hooty-hoo? All right.
Let's go.
How are you, Matt? We want to ask you a couple of questions that we don't want James to hear the answers to, so we want to kind of play off of that a little bit. Then we'll bring
Great.
James in to join us.
I want to
Yeah.
ask the first question.
All right, go
Okay,
ahead.
here we go.
Are you by chance related to Grant McCaslin,
Grant McCaslin. I don't
head
know.
coach of Texas Tech basketball?
I don't have a Grant McCaslin in the world. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So he
But no.
can't.
That's okay.
He can't grant
No.
your wish on that
And
one.
I have family that I've married into from Texas, but it's nothing Texas Tech. It can't
Ah,
be.
okay.
Sorry, Longhorns all the
North
way.
Texas?
Yeah, sorry. No.
Longhorns?
Odessa, Texas.
This
Permian
is a
High
KSU
School
show.
football.
This isn't. This
Permian
isn't-
High School.
Oh, wow. Is that where you're from?
No, I'm from here, born and raised, born in Cobb General Hospital here in Atlanta.
I was born in
Yeah.
Kennestone.
Okay,
Hospital.
all right.
Where'd you go to high school?
North Cobb High School, graduated from North Cobb.
Can we get another guest?
Let's go Warriors.
I was born at
Sorry.
Northside, if it matters.
Oh, so
It
was my
doesn't-
son. Good job. Yeah.
I was.
When was that? Like last
couple of weeks.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, 2002.
I'm a
Got it, got it.
McEachern guy.
Okay.
So you guys were our biggest rivals when
We were.
I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the.
Back
go
in,
ahead and say
back
it,
in
guy.
then.
When Adam was minus 30.
Back when
Nice.
back when KSU only had 5 buildings and
There
you
you
had to
go.
walk uphill and downhill to school
In the
both ways.
snow.
Even
Yeah.
in June, there was snow.
In the
Yes,
I
snow.
love
right.
it. I love it. I love it.
So you went to North Cobb High School. Did you go to KSU?
I did.
All right.
Yep. I
Now,
went-
was it Kennesaw?
It was
College then, or
Kennesaw
was-
State University. So
Kennesaw
I
State
left
University.
North Cobb High School, went to Valdosta State University.
The Blazers.
I did. I was a Blazer. I was in the marching band at the Blazers. And then I went to summer school for 1 semester. And then I went back to Valdosta. But then I ended up finishing up with 2 babies and married. I had my degree. I finished in 2012. I was a non-traditional student. I finished online. The very first
for you.
year that Kennesaw State offered their business management degree online, that's how I finished.
All right.
Yep.
So we're going to ahead and ask this question, and then we'll get James on in a few more minutes, but I
Yeah.
didn't want him here. So we asked this of all our guests. Who's the most famous person in your cell phone?
The most famous person in my cell phone.
That's the same thing I asked you.
It is the same thing you just asked me. I'm trying to think who the most famous person would be. It probably, the people that everyone would know, John Rocker.
Former pitcher
Former
for the
pitcher of
Atlanta
the Atlanta
Braves.
Braves. John Rocker would be the number one that I have in my phone. He also was his mom attended Roger Street Baptist Church at our church. So John
cool.
Rocker. Other than the owls that are out there, Carrick Martin might be the
Nobody
second.
has ever
No.
said nobody's ever said you, Chuck.
Sorry.
Well, I can understand
There you
that. I wouldn't even say me.
I'm sorry.
I'd have to say Daniel Haw is probably
Okay.
mine now.
There you go.
So
You can be the most famous person in my phone.
look at you.
All right.
We're bonding here. This is all right. Me
The
and
title,
Amy-
the title for Chuck's going to be most famous person in my phone. I'm going to change it right now.
I like that.
I'm changing it right now.
I like
That's
that.
funny. So went to North Cobb. You went to, did you ever go to T.J. Muldoon's
No,
in Valdosta?
no,
Yeah, I used to hang
no.
out there back in
Rimerton,
the-
Rimerton was the place that you would stay away from.
Oh,
And that
yeah?
would, yeah, you didn't want to go there.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know if T.J. Muldoon's still there. I used to
Okay.
host some karaoke parties down there
All right.
many moons ago. So
Back
then
when
you came
KSU
back
had
here.
4 buildings.
4 buildings.
No,
There you
that's
go.
just
4
might be
buildings.
6 by then because this was after I went to Kennesaw Junior College. I can't believe he said Carrick Martin might be second. Carrick, I know.
He's probably
Carrick
second.
is not second.
Number
If
one
he
in
says
number
he's
one in your
second, he could
hearts.
be
Number
second.
2 in my phone.
Yeah.
There you go. There it is.
So you finished up here, but how did you get involved? Because you're a season ticket holder now for basketball, I know.
Yep, we were for football as well, and
Yeah.
so for basketball at the same time. But just donor to the athletics and just love what Kennesaw State's doing. People don't realize what they have in their backyard, man. It's a phenomenal school for phenomenal sports. So
Yeah, we've had several people on the phone. Well, let's go ahead and get James in here because we're going to feel slighted. But now we can ask him that question.
my
and we
bearded
can move
brother,
on.
James
Yeah.
Furness.
Yeah.
Now-
What are you running the show now? You're introducing people.
No,
Well,
I'm sorry. He's just
Big hootie poo for James Furness. All right, welcome, James.
You're a little late there.
there. It is.
I was born on a Tuesday.
There you go.
I'm glad you were born on a Tuesday. Hey,
What hospital?
What hospital?
High Point Memorial,
In
High
High Point,
Point.
North Carolina.
right next to Chapel Hill.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's I've flown into that little bitty Tri-Cities airport. It's in High Point, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Many moon ago. Oh look, everybody smile.
That's my wife. She's from Odessa, Texas. That's the one right there.
Odessa, Texas.
Odessa.
Permian.
Good gosh.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we asked this of all our guests, and did you hear what we asked him?
I did not.
Okay. Good.
Good.
Because that's the way it was supposed to be. Who is the most famous person in your cell phone?
In my cell
That's what we said.
That's what
Probably
we asked you.
Tony Hollings.
Tony
Hollings
Hollings.
was a running back at Georgia Tech. He was an All-American.
Yes.
He played in the NFL for the Texans, I believe.
I remember Tony Hollings.
And
Absolutely.
great player. Got injured, I think, his second year and kind of in his career. But Matt and I used to go and tailgate at the Georgia Tech games, and Tony would always show up. And just a terrific guy.
Yeah.
So probably Tony, I would say. Yeah.
That's a lot better than Carrick Martin.
Come on. That was not my-
Agreed.
no, I know. I mean, it is what it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Who was yours?
John Rocker.
Oh, yeah, John Rocker. John
yeah.
Rocker, Tony Hollings.
yeah.
I'm sorry, man, but I got to go with Hollings because I'm a huge Georgia Tech
I
fan.
get it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Is
fine.
that infamous or famous? I'm not
Famous.
sure.
Yes.
Famous.
Soccer might be more infamous. I think.
Yes. We've had some pretty good
We have
people
Samuel L.
answer.
Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Really?
Yeah, was one.
Have you ever called one of them while they were
No,
sitting
but
here?
we
No.
wanted to.
You ha-
Because Coach, who do you think Coach Bohannon's was?
Who?
Jerry Rice.
Oh,
Wow.
I said, dude, I'd love to get
right
Jerry
now,
on the phone right,
right
now.
now
would be
Let's
fantastic.
have a word with Jerry.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because
Yeah.
he was
Anyway.
one of my favorite players.
Milton's
Ever.
Milton's was Nick Saban's wife.
Terry.
Overton's was really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
She
awesome.
said, because if I ever need anything, get anything done, I had to call Terry,
That's-
not Nick.
Yeah,
That's
she's the
awesome.
boss. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's funny. So that's cool. So both of you tell us how you got involved with KSU sports, because I know Matt said he's got season tickets for football and basketball. Do you as well?
Yes. I went to KSU as well.
Did y'all meet at KSU or after?
No, we were. I was Matt's first boss, and did physician recruiting together years ago. Met Matt that way. Matt, I think, was actually in school there at the time, but I went to KSU. So back when there was an airplane hangar for a gym and a couple of buildings.
When
so I
there
was
were 4 buildings.
I don't think there were
There were
ever
only
4
4
buildings.
buildings?
We started with 5.
Okay, got
There-
it.
there was
Okay,
some- there
so
was an
maybe
admin
there were
building.
6.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There was an admin
Yeah.
building, an airplane hangar, a science building. The nursing program was there.
We
but
had
that
a
was
really
about it.
nice gym, but it was new when I went to junior college
Did
there
the
in
gym?
74.
Does the
Okay.
gym count as a building?
Yeah, it's a building.
Okay, so you really only had 4 buildings.
There
And
it
a gym,
is.
yeah.
See,
It's a structure.
there
right.
it is. There it is.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. Won the intramural basketball championship
Yeah.
both years at KSU or KJC then. So that was a lot of fun. Trophy's
Carrick-
got to be over there
Carrick
somewhere.
was your Carrick's dad was your economics
was
teacher.
my econ professor.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, so Carrick and I were at the same time. He graduated from Sprayberry the same year I graduated from McEachern.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
we-
went to Sprayberry as well.
Oh,
so
did you?
yeah.
But we didn't know each other at Kennesaw Junior College. But we met years later in the networking world.
That's
and,
awesome.
And became friends like that. And he said, "Did you have Charlie Martin as your econ?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That was my
That's
dad."
really, really neat.
Yeah.
I followed baseball for quite a while, and of course, as the basketball program kind of grew in Division One, we started to get some tickets, and football came along, and I'm on the Al train. That's where I'm at. I love it.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that, but that's what we do. We raise money for KSU sports.
That's awesome.
That's what both of our shows have become all about.
Okay.
So
Fantastic.
So people may give $500 to Tech or to Georgia or to Clemson or Alabama or somewhere in Odessa, Texas.
Maybe.
But what doesn't mean anything at schools like that. It's very little. But if you give $500 to the Owls program, it means a good bit.
Most
you know.
definitely.
And I've met so
100%.
many good friends. I know Matt, you know Will and
Yep.
Garrett Brackett over here.
Yep.
And I think Garrett's son was at your basketball camp last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
That
was awesome.
Parker.
Yep.
Yeah. But so many good friends. This is our 97th KSU show.
That's
So,
fantastic.
Really?
number 100 is coming up on the 14th of
That's
August.
awesome.
So
Do you have a big show
we'll
coming
help
for
you guys
that?
Hope so.
Okay. Yeah.
Callie Terza, you know Callie?
Nuh-uh.
She is hammer throw.
Hammer throw.
Hammer throw.
Okay.
and track meet.
Oh, yes.
Known
She was
for-
supposed to go to the Olympic trials,
Yes,
but
yeah,
she hurt her
yeah.
knees. Yeah.
Known for squatting people on TikTok.
Like this guy.
That is
She
awesome.
squatted
Squatted
him
me
on the
on
show
TikTok.
right here. It was
Okay, come
hilarious.
on.
Yeah.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
So it was. Well, she's working on Will now. Will's down to 283, and he says he wants to get squatted by Callie.
What
There you
about
go.
you and Parker together?
Wow.
Huh?
She has bad knees.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
She
got
has
it.
bad knees.
We don't want
Got
to get
it.
hurt because
We
she's
don't-
going to go to the Olympic
Yeah,
trials.
we don't
next
condone
time.
getting
Yeah.
hurt by the Kennesaw State Athletics. We're good.
After the next spring season,
Okay.
maybe we'll consider that. I don't know how we would do that. I don't know the
I don't know, but
logistics
you'd have a
of that,
line out the
but-
door. I mean, we would line out the door for that one.
Yeah. So why did I went to Kennesaw Junior College because my dad said, he said, where do you want to go to school? I said, Georgia Southern. He said, how about rah rah Kennesaw? So that's where I went my first 3 years, and I worked my way through at Six Flags, raising money and earning money so I could go to Georgia Southern my last 2 years. But why did you choose? If you're from High Point, North Carolina.
Yeah. So I grew up here. So I was born up there. My mom moved down here.
Oh, that's right. You said you went to Sprayberry.
Yeah, she was one of the editors of the American Daily Journal for many years.
Oh, wow.
So that's why we moved to Atlanta originally.
So she worked with Otis and all that
Yeah.
stuff?
Oh, yeah. The Rumby family and all those guys. Yeah. So anyway, long story short, I took a college basketball scholarship at the University of Massachusetts at Boston. I played up there for 3
The Minutemen?
No. Division II.
Oh, Division II,
These were the
okay.
Beacons, not the same program.
Okay.
I wish it was the Minutemen, but it wasn't. But anyway, my mother got breast cancer. My father became ill as well, so I came back home. I needed a place to go finish at Kennesaw State. I didn't necessarily choose Kennesaw State, but I'm so glad I went there. I loved the time that I was there.
Yeah.
And I just kind of fell in love with the whole place. So both my kids have gone. And
Now, when did you graduate?
1996.
So was Dave Harris still teaching phys ed then?
I don't really know. I was kind of later in my degree program. I didn't really do.
Okay, he taught
Phys ed there.
every phys ed class I had except one. And that was
Ice skating?
ice skating. That was Susan Natras.
Yeah.
There you go.
She was a
Ice
silver
skating.
medalist in the skeet shooting, and
I wish I
Summer
could take
Olympics,
ice
yeah.
skating.
Be great.
yeah, it was a great class. People couldn't believe, oh, you didn't take ice skating at Kennesaw. I said, yeah, we had a place where
Was
the
that the
Flames
Ice
first
Forum?
practiced. At the ice, it was called Iceland, down on Herodian Way in Smyrna.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where we had classes. But,
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Only PE I ever got a C in was ice skating at Kennesaw State.
Hilarious.
I could fly like the wind going fast, but I couldn't go backwards to save my life.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I just couldn't pull it off. So I got a C, which really hurt my feelings because
That's funny.
I was a pretty good athlete. I just couldn't skate backwards.
I'm sorry to hear that, Chuck.
Yeah,
That's
me
tough.
too.
That's
That
tough.
is tough.
It was tough.
Getting
So-
a C in ice skating is.
Yeah.
Hey, remember this bonding thing? It's going
Yeah.
away fast.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So now you both mentioned you have football too. Which one is your favorite season, basketball or football?
I played basketball for 6 hours a day for 12 years. I'm going to have to go basketball simply
Yeah.
because I love Coach Petway. I love Simeon. I fell in love with the program when Raheem was there. Basketball for me just gets my juices going. Now I love football too, but basketball is going to get the tip for me.
Now, we have had Simeon Connell's dad on this show. He
Really?
was one of our first guests. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was cool.
That's
And-
terrific.
And I ran into Simeon at your place at Roswell Street last week.
Yep.
And said,
I
hey,
gotta
I'd love to
tell
have you
you-
back on the show.
Just give them a quick plug. I mean, the guys that showed up for the team, we ended up having all 16 players show up.
Yeah.
And every one of them just jumped right in.
Early.
Happy to help with the kids and a great attitude. And, shout out to Sim and Ramon and some of the other guys. They were just
Chuck
absolutely
Stone.
terrific.
Yep.
Yeah, RJ was great.
Yeah, Chuck's been on our show too, Chuck Stone.
Everybody.
Yeah,
man.
Chuck Stone he
Great.
was phenomenal. First day with Sim together was
Yeah.
great. And those guys are just awesome, man. Just giving their time, helping out.
So what position did you play in basketball?
I played two guard.
Did you?
That was a few moons and pounds ago.
Yeah.
But, played between the 2 and the 3. And I don't think I ever went in the paint once in college. I pretty much just shot threes the whole time. So,
Well, I was forward and backup center in high school, but when I went to Kennesaw Junior College, I became the point guard.
very cool.
I said, yeah, you guard him, and you guard him, and you guard him. That's why I played point guard.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how your position changes as you continue to go up the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Go from
Yeah.
middle school. Like,
So I loved basketball. I played in the league from when I was 11 till I was 51 years old.
that's
Really
So played
fantastic.
40 years. I love basketball. I can still shoot. Last time I shot 100 free throws, it's been a couple of years, but I made 93 out of 100.
Okay.
It's muscle memory.
Are
That's all it is.
you
Yeah.
going to tell them what
Yeah, it
your
is.
nickname was?
No, I
Tell me.
wasn't.
Tell me.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Jaburge? Yes, sir.
Jabburge, baby.
I was thinking
That's
Larry
it.
Burge, but anyway, we'll go.
That would have worked well. That was,
That would have worked better.
yeah, but I was already way out of high school by the time Larry Bird was playing. Yeah.
That's
Where
funny.
were we?
Yeah. So how about you, Mac? Football or basketball?
I'm the basketball. Basketball for me, the convo is it's just a place that gets loud real quick. Until we can get the
the rowdiness at Fifth Third, basketball is going to hold it for me.
Oh, cool.
But we're still going to show up loud and proud for Bo and the whole Kennesaw State family out there, especially moving up conferences and stuff. But we got to get the tailgate atmosphere and the whole nine going over there.
Well,
for
we're
sure.
going to talk about that in just a
I
second.
love it. I
we're
love
going to
it.
move on to our second commercial.
I love
Adam,
it.
if you would.
There's a lot of places to get your oil changed in the Kennesaw area, but if you're looking for a personal experience, then stop in at Castro Kennesaw Express Loop or Lost Mountain Express Loop. We'll always do our best to get you in and out quickly, safely, and without a whole lot of fuss. We're a true owner-operated business where you'll find Brian under the hood of a car or in one of the shops. We offer experienced, knowledgeable technicians and the latest computer software to help you maintain your new car warranty and keep your pride and joy running for the next 100,000 miles. We proudly offer Castro Products.
Thank you, Brian Bristow, for being a sponsor
Love
of
that.
the Owls Who Live Sports right here at Miller's every Wednesday night at 7 bells. Come out and join us. Like I said, we got our 100th show coming up in 3 weeks, and we'd love to fill this place up just like it is tonight. Good crowd out here tonight. We'll have Callie Terza on, and hopefully Daniel Haw with his gold medal from the Summer Olympics over in Paris in the hammer throw. Daniel will be throwing on August 4th, I think, is the date of his event. So I'll be pulling for Daniel at that point in time. Marietta boy, he lives out on West Sandtown Road still.
Really?
In his parents' garage. But
Hey,
went to
wow.
Marist High School because he went to private schools. But
That's
he's
awesome.
Yeah, but he's still Marietta boy. Go Haw, go Owls.
Go Owls.
So you
Wow.
mentioned briefly this before we went to break about moving up to Conference USA.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? I mean, now if you love basketball, I think you went to Greensboro, didn't you?
Up to the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd say, did you go, James? Okay, cool. So for me, that was kind of the beginning of the beginning of the exposure that KSU gets, because I know, and you mentioned about Convo getting raucous about you don't want to go to war with the Owls.
Exactly right.
So we experienced the same thing when we first got to that game. Number one, nobody knew where Kennesaw State was.
Right.
None of the Xavier fans.
Right.
As we were walking in, I went with Will the Thrill Renfro over there, and everybody said, well, where's Kennesaw State? Where's Kennesaw State?
Man, I got my kids out of school for that, man.
Oh,
It was-
really?
yeah, dude. I mean, it's awesome.
It was awesome.
There was nothing bigger.
Yeah, and when they started singing "You Don't Want to Go to War with
Yep.
Owls," it was like 200 of us at start. But by the end of that game, it was everybody except was Xavier fans. Might have been some Xavier fans too, because it's the coolest war chant there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any college, at any level, it's a really, really cool thing. But I mean, we're really moving up from an athletic perspective.
Without a doubt.
So I'm interested to see how the transition's made. Now, in basketball, we've already it's coming down outside now. In basketball, we'd already played a couple of Power 5 schools.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Played Indiana last year,
Yeah,
Yep.
twice in the last 2 years we went up to Indiana, right?
Yeah.
And this year we got Purdue, not Purdue. How's
Nope.
it?
Nope.
Adams
Rutgers.
and Purdue. We got
Yeah.
Rutgers coming down here to play
Yeah.
because two kids who went to McEachern.
That's
are at
going to be a
Rutgers.
great game.
Ace
is.
Bailey,
Just Ace Bailey.
November 24th.
Yeah, coming
Sunday afternoon.
into the convo. I mean, it's the convo will be sold out.
Without a doubt.
Oh, totally. Totally agree.
Yeah, I talked to Sean Betts last week, and single game tickets have not gone on sale yet.
Okay.
And it's tough for me to make every game, but I am definitely going to go to the Rutgers game and 2 or 3 of the football games. But what sport do you see making an easier transition to Conference USA, basketball or football?
Well, I think it's going to be basketball,
Basketball,
simply
yeah.
because you've got 16 players. So the recruiting that Petway's done has been exceptional. If you look at the guys we had in for the camp, we're longer, we're more athletic. We've got taller, bigger guards than I think what we had before, and it kind of started when Raheem was here. Now it's starting after Raheem, but it's now starting to really kind of pay off. When you're talking about football, you're talking about lines, you're talking about offensive lines. We ran, the option for quite a while, and just getting the guys big enough and bulk-wise. I mean, those guys are run blockers, they're not pass blockers. So I think that's going to be a real challenge for the football team. But I'm very excited we're moving to Conference USA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to some of the players at the camp last week, they're excited about going out to California, playing Riverside and Texas and
they
playing
go to San
UTEP
Jose
and,
State. They've got 2 huge trips, 2 out of the first 3 weeks, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be in
Yeah.
California and Texas kind of almost
Yeah.
back to back, and they're excited about the challenge. And looking at the talent level, I think we're going to be able to bridge the gap. I think this next year will be challenging. We're trying to get our feet underneath us, but I think as time goes, next 2 to 3 years, we're going to be competitive.
You
Without
feel
a
the
doubt.
same way, Matt?
I do. I mean, the leadership that we have at Kennesaw State has just been phenomenal. And so you talk about leaving seniors and people that leave and come, but we do a really good job of building the synergy within the groups that we've got, and we've got some great coaches at the helm. So I'm looking forward to it.
And we've had most of them on the show. We've had Coach Bohannon on
Yeah.
the show. And like I said, we told you, he said Jerry Rice was the most famous person in his cell phone. I'm still blown away by that.
Yeah.
But he said pretty much the same thing that you said, James, that the lineman is the big difference.
Right.
From
Yeah.
moving up to this. He said, because you just can't get
Just
enough.
bigger, yeah.
You can't get enough linemen.
Right.
And
Right.
big ones, too.
Yep.
Skill players, sure.
Yeah.
Your wide receivers, your running backs. I think, we're going to get those in spades. It's just the bulk. I mean, that was a big challenge for Georgia Tech. When Georgia Tech, Collins was fired, and then of course they went to a more pro-style offense. I mean, that was a real challenge the first couple of years. So he's finally getting the guys on the line, but he's going to have to do the same thing. But I think
Yep.
once that's done, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. Hey, Larry, is James Mike coming in and out to you?
Yeah,
It's
'cause
because he's
No, I
moving
think he's.
and-
I think he's pretty still. I don't know. I think it might be a mic issue. Let's see if we can do something about that.
And I can't hear anything either. Just
You can't hear anything.
no.
So
I
you
haven't been able
can't
to hear
hear
anything
us?
the
well,
whole. I can hear you talking.
something's unplugged, but
Yeah. Let's see what Larry can figure out.
anyway.
So you're good at lip reading then? Because
I am. I am. I heard Jerry Rice a couple times.
There it is.
It's better than Success Rice. With Jerry
It's,
Rice.
there's one that's
It's a
on.
minute rice. Or
Yeah.
spontaneity pants, whichever one.
Oh, we
whichever one
talked
you
about
want.
that.
We
Totally
did. We
yesterday.
did.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I'm very excited about Conference USA, and Will goes. I don't think Will has missed a football game, home
No.
or away.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, I
Yeah,
don't think so
he
either.
goes to every game.
He does.
And we are going up to MTSU. Are you guys going up to MTSU? It's a
I don't know.
Tuesday-
We
it's a
don't know if
Tuesday
we're going
night
to be
game.
able to make that one, but we're trying our hardest. We were at the very first Kennesaw State game on the road, and we just keep on keeping on. Man.
Have you
So-
not missed one yet?
on the away game?
Yeah.
Oh, I've missed a lot of away games.
Oh, have
but
you?
the first one, we were ready to rock and roll. That was a good one.
Getting to meet Vince Dooley
Yeah, while we were up, it
was just
phenomenal
Would mean
So
nothing.
special.
Would mean nothing to me.
at all.
Well, I'm a huge Tech fan. First off, but you got to respect the.
So far, I like you.
There it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, you got to respect the guy. He did a lot for this program for KSU.
did.
And
He
he's
did
just
do
a
that.
humble, nice man.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
But and Adam's heard it. But you know, my favorite joke is: did you know that God originally intended for Jesus to be born in Athens, but he couldn't find 3 wise men or a virgin?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well,
That's beautiful. Thank you for that one, Chuck. I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Go Jackets! Yeah, that's
I'm
how
going
I
to use
like
that a lot.
that is hilarious.
So Jackets, Owls, and my Georgia Southern Eagles are my three
Okay.
favorite schools. But
Well, there you go. I
Owls,
I like this. I like this
Owls
guy a
first.
lot.
I know,
Yeah.
right? We didn't.
What's the good word, Chuck?
Yes.
Go Jackets. The
There-
word, but
To heck
hell
with
with
Georgia.
Georgia. Yeah,
WGA.
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
That's it.
Yeah, and then my fourth school has got to be Middle Tennessee State because my younger son went to MTSU.
Okay.
So I might have to wear a patch on my back. Will said no, but I told him I was going to wear an MTSU patch on my shirt when we go to MTSU. But I got to support my son.
So we got Liberty coming down this year, don't we?
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
my niece is on the cheerleading squad. She's
At
gonna
Liberty?
Come, yeah. So we're gonna make.
Oh,
She's a
very
freshman.
cool.
She's going on. So we got to go to that game for sure.
So we
Very
need to
cool.
tell them about our idea, right?
Okay,
Mine
come
and
on.
yours idea. So
What's our idea?
there are a lot of college
He
football.
looks terrified right now. What is?
I don't remember.
looks terrified.
He must have a lot of ideas.
I vaguely
You'll get it in a
remember
minute.
this.
So every school has a big rival, right?
Yeah.
So who do you
Oh.
think our biggest rival should be?
Oh, Liberty.
No, closer.
Georgia State. Georgia
Jacksonville State.
Jacksonville State.
Because
Okay.
we're going to play them
yeah.
every year. So
Oh,
you know,
the big game we had at Truist Park.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you know that they've got like the wooden bucket thing. And,
Yeah,
That's Purdue, Indiana,
and the-
then they've got
Border
Civil.
Wars.
They've got Civil War, which is Oregon State. They've got Border War. They've got the largest cocktail part, the world's
And
largest
what's
cocktail
the
party.
the
Bowl.
Iron
Yeah,
Bowl?
yeah,
Georgia,
the Iron Bowl.
So
Yeah.
your
Auburn-
idea is to call this what?
Our idea is to call. Well, I came up with Barnyard Battle because there's a barnyard,
Barnyard
owl,
owl, yeah.
and the cockatoos or whatever they are, gamecocks.
the
The
chickens.
Gamecocks. Yeah,
But
they ripped it
Adam
off
said
South Carolina.
They're chickens.
Adam
The-
did say
the
well,
Barnyard
not about battle,
Brawl.
but how about brawl?
Okay.
So barnyard brawl. So
Why
we're-
not?
We really want to pass that along to Milton and see if we can get that as
Dude, that needs to happen right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I love it.
We
Let's
could do like
coin that
the
phrase now.
The Catholics versus the convicts T-shirts, kind of the same type of thing. And just call it the
Barnyard
I love that idea.
Brawl.
Let's just do it.
T-shirts to be made immediately.
Barnyard
I think
Brawl.
that needs to happen.
I think it's cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I do too.
Yeah, yeah. So on the 7th, we're going to have a show with Will and Garrett and a lot of people on. And we did this last year. You guys are welcome to come back anytime, obviously.
Love
but
it.
we make up our own fight songs for KSU. And
Okay.
we did one last year, moving on
Okay.
up to Conference USA, and it
Oh,
was a
man.
blast. And Al, of course, Carrick, who let the Owls out, who. So,
You don't understand. We are jingle riders at our heart.
oh, dude.
If you've been in
You're
an
talking
office
to-
with
you're
us for
talking
8
to Mr.
hours,
Jingle
oh
right
man,
now.
I tell you what.
We'll come up with something.
that's what I did for a living for 20
Larry,
years.
save me. Save me, Larry,
It
please.
is about to go down.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
Yeah,
lot
we
of
got to
fun.
come just for this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
Yeah,
so
that's
we have a
awesome.
lot of fun, and we always try to come up with something different.
No, I really do like the
Unfortunately-
Barnyard Brawl, though. I love
yeah,
it.
I do too. So we had Nick Masserino. You know Nick, he's
Yep.
the voice on the court.
Yep.
And somebody that played in the pep band, and they were
He's the director of the pep band.
I love all these. This is awesome. This and none of them
Didn't
ever
do
happened.
any of them.
So we got
Not a
we got to
single
do
one?
something about it. Yeah. No.
I don't remember a single
Would you
one.
go and say anything to him? Because that dude is massive. He is
I
ripped
don't.
to
I
death.
don't remember a
Nick?
single.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, he's a good guy.
You gonna go tell him?
I don't. Listen. I was at like every
He's
home
directing.
basketball
His
game this year.
biceps are bulging. I mean, he's just down there doing his thing.
Whatever fight song you want to do tonight, Nick, we're fine with it.
There you go. Nick's a great guy. He actually, we do on our 5 o'clock show, the Three Guys Who Love Sports, we do a fantasy football league every year.
Okay.
It costs $100 to get in, and the winner gets $300, second place gets their $100 back, and the other $800 goes to Kennesaw State.
That's awesome.
So Nick was our commissioner last year.
Gotcha.
And he
Gotcha.
did a really, really good job, so we'll probably have him back this year
Man,
if
that's
he'll have us
fantastic.
back. So, yeah. So, so we think Barnyard Brawl is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Barnyard Brawl.
Yeah.
That
It
is
gets
really
my
cool.
vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love with it.
All right, cool. So, all right, well, we don't need you, Milton. We
Yeah,
got it.
we're
We
done.
got it taken care of.
We're gonna start the
good.
groundswell now.
The groundswell. I
Yep.
love that word. All right. So, speaking of groundswell, let's get one more commercial in. It's time for Brain
Brain Train.
All right.
Hey, it's
So this one they play online, and we can talk while they're doing that.
Love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike's much better now.
Hey, it's Melissa at Brain Train Centers, the fastest growing neurofeedback provider in the world, and I have some pretty important questions for you. Do you or someone you know struggle with focus and attention, sleep, memory, or other mood issues? Or maybe you just want to achieve more in high pressure situations? Well, what if I told you you can unlock your brain's full potential and change your life entirely through neurofeedback, a drug-free and natural approach to negative moods, and it's backed by more than 50 years of research, so it's not new. It is safe for both children and adults as you retrain the brain to create new pathways. Medication may help short-term, but they don't address the underlying issues. Just as push-ups help your physical strength, neurofeedback is personal training for your brain. With over 20 offices nationwide, don't hesitate to reach out to Brain Train Centers, as we will provide you with the highest level of compassionate care and help you achieve the mental clarity, performance, and calm you deserve. Your journey to a better quality of life starts with a brain map. Now you can retrain your brain and reset your life. So just call or text 470-291-2778 or visit braintraincentersinc.com.
Yes.
And thank you, Maggie and Melissa, for being sponsors of the Owls Who Live Sports here at Miller's Ale House on a Wednesday night, on a very, very wet Wednesday night. It is coming down buckets and owls out there.
Yes,
Cats
it
and
is.
owls.
Cats and owls.
Cats and
Cats and
owls.
owls, yeah.
Speaking of owls,
Yes.
the Owls are playing soccer in a week.
Are they?
They're the home preseason opener, Mississippi State.
All
A
right.
week
at
from
the
tonight?
Bank. I believe it's a week from tonight. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's August 3rd.
Is that a bulldog you can get
That's
behind?
it's not a week from tonight. But
No, that
No.
would be a Saturday, I think. August
Yeah.
3rd.
Saturday, yep.
July 31st
it's like a week
is
and a half.
next Wednesday.
It's like a week and a half from now.
Yeah, it is. So that's cool because we, we have a little bit of a lull during the summer about sports, but we actually had Wes Bernard. Have y'all met Wesley yet? He's the
yet.
new assistant
No.
soccer coach.
Nope.
I've not.
Very good guy. He's from South Africa, and he said every question we asked him, 100%. 100%.
Okay.
I loved him. He was awesome. So
Can't wait to meet him.
we've had a lot of coaches on. Like I said, we've had Coach Bohannon, Coach Coe is the only one we haven't really had on.
Man, you
we
got to
haven't
get
had
Coe.
we haven't had the softball coach.
I've
You
got
got to
softball
get
coach.
Coe. He's such a great dude.
Yeah, he is a good dude.
We
I
have-
love me some baseball, man.
We haven't had the tennis coach.
We have not.
No.
But I've heard that. Well, I don't want to say something, but no, we have not.
No.
I spoke at great length with Coach Coe out at Carrick's baseball golf tournament.
Okay.
And he said he'd come on.
Great
So,
dude.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, when they had the Fifth Third Bank open and we had all of the old, back when you were in school, all the old uniforms that were for sale. You know what I mean?
You laugh.
They had all the old
He's making jokes about it too.
All the old uniforms, and those baseball jerseys were coming off the shelves, man. I mean, we got our old school one, and we should have worn it tonight, man. I don't know what
I've got one. I should have worn it too.
Yeah.
But
I thought about that
I'm
on the way
support-
here. I'm like,
I'm
we
support
bought.
the Olympics.
I love
There you
that.
go.
I love that.
Love
yeah.
that.
Yeah, yeah. So we all agree that it's a great thing for KSU because specifically when we talk about football, when they're on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night game and they're the only game on TV,
Yep.
that's when people are going to learn about KSU.
That's it.
Yeah, I was talking to a buddy of mine who's an alum, and he's like, I'm excited about Conference USA because some of the games are going to be on Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah, dude, get out there, only show in town, make it happen.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
I am too, and that's not too far away. Our first game is
I get to
the
actually
28th of August. Is
I
that
get
right?
to actually go be a fan at those games.
Yeah.
Instead of working the games.
Yeah, you don't have to work football this year.
No, I do have to work football, but those games are CBS. The CBS Sports Network is coming in and producing them. It's not.
So for the whole month of October, basically.
Yeah, it's
right?
not. It's not. Owl Network is doing nothing.
Yeah. Hey, Will. What game? What day is the first KSU game? 28th of August.
August 30th.
August 30th in San Antonio. Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right upon it.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that football's here, and we all love it because that's my favorite
crazy.
sport. Yeah, my favorite. Was a fan sport to watch sport? Yeah, is football by far. And of course, we didn't have any teams when I was at KSU, so it's exciting to be a part of this from a groundswell because when we had just started doing the show, when we found out that KSU was going to be moving up to Conference USA, so we've known a year and a half or so now.
Yeah.
But man, that time has just flown by.
That really has.
Yeah, so very, very excited about that. I think Rutgers coming here in November is probably the biggest thing that's happening on campus.
That'll be a top 25 matchup because
Easy.
Rutgers will be a top 25 team.
Do you think
in
they will
November.
be?
Absolutely. They got 2 top 10 recruits.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not a top 25.
Those are
team.
McEachern boys.
Yeah, I don't think they'll stay a top 25 team, but to
McEachern.
get a
we get it.
We don't discuss McEachern around here.
to get a top 25 team I think they'll be the first top 25 team to come to KSU.
Yeah,
They're not the
they're
first.
only the second.
They're not the first Power 5
at
team.
Georgia Tech.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're actually 1-0 against Power 5
5
teams.
Yeah, Georgia Tech that year was ranked fairly high.
Yeah, and
when
KSU beat them
when we got
17 points or
blown
something
out.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime like I went to a KSU Georgia Southern basketball game, and I'm kind of torn. I went to both schools, and it's tough to pull. So I was just happy to see a good game. I think KSU won that game. I'm not sure, but it's fun. It's fun to me. The greatest thing about college sports is the disagreement between Tech fans, Georgia fans, Alabama fans. It's what what's the word I'm looking for? Gosh, I'm old.
Consternation.
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Conflict.
The conflict?
Nah, I'll come up with it.
Okay, sounds
eventually.
good.
Yeah.
I like consternation, but continue.
That's a good word.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Barnyard Brawl.
Barnyard Brawl.
Yep.
Like that. Yeah.
Punch
Yeah.
it.
I'm blanking now because I'm trying to think of
You're
that
trying to think of
word.
that name?
Yeah, y'all talk
Okay.
for a minute. I'm going to come up with it.
Interesting. I think that the one thing that was the most interesting for me for that football season at Truist. Did you go to that Truist Park game or what?
I
SunTrust Park?
I did not.
I
Go
think
That
to
was
that game
phenomenal.
is still going.
Yeah,
you know,
the 5
it's
or
just-
6 overtime.
It was 7. Was it 6 overtime?
Six overtimes.
Yeah.
But
So
I mean, like,
we arrived at about 11 o'clock in the morning. Right by the time the game was done, I think we got in the car at 7.
Right.
It was like the longest day of football.
It was a noon.
phenomenal.
It was a noon kickoff.
it was so awesome, man.
12,
Yeah.
1 o'clock, somewhere in there, but it was literally 5.5, 6 hours.
Has there been another football game there since?
No.
And that- why?
No. There was. I think there was. If I remember right, there was a petition to get because it was like on an odd week of the year. There was a petition to get College Game Day to come to that game.
Yeah,
But that, I don't think they considered it, but I don't think they didn't come. But
it was just
I
such a
think
cool
it would've been
environment.
great.
I think
Yeah.
there was talk about when Georgia State played Alabama that they were going to do it not in Tuscaloosa, but they were going to do it at Truist Park, but they just couldn't get it together. Something
Yeah.
happened with the
Yeah.
negotiations. But that's the only other thing I ever heard.
Controversial.
The
Controversial.
controversy,
Controversy between the two
between
fan
the two-
bases.
yes.
That's where we were going.
Got
Gotcha.
it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
right here, buddy.
Gotcha. Good job,
Good
Chuck.
job, man. I love it.
I'm old, but every now and then I
Every
come
now
with
and
one.
then it
Always
comes
in
back.
training, ready for those Olympics. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes. So again, it's what made college sports great.
And it's just the rawness of it. Like, you're not having to deal with all the pro garbage. I mean, these kids really are out there to battle, and like it's just the purest form of athletics, man. I love it.
Yeah, but
Love
do you
it.
think NIL is going to hurt that? Because
Well-
and we talked about this
Yeah.
before on our show.
Yeah.
These kids that never play in the bowl game anymore because they don't want to get hurt. I mean, are they now going to be under contract to play because they're NIL contracts? Now, I heard Kirby Smart say something at the SEC Media Days last week about, well, you know what? For you kids that are getting caught speeding and driving, your money's being taken away from you.
Good.
Yeah, and I didn't know that they could do that.
Yeah,
Have you heard that?
the collective finds them.
Yeah, the collective finds them, and I think that's a good thing.
I think it's better that they're being prepared for what they're going to get into, because you see all these kids get in trouble when they get signed on at the pros. I think it's a better opportunity for them to start learning now. You know, that's what's going to happen.
I think as you expand the playoff, there's going to be 15, 20 bowl games at some point. I mean, you're going to have to get rid of some of these lower-end bowl games. Chuck, you're right. I mean, the best players are not going to play in them.
The RNL Carriers Bowl
Right.
is a staple bowl game between
How about the
Conference
Dukes?
USA and the Sun
How
Belt.
about the Duke's Mayo Bowl
Okay.
or the Cheez It
the
Bowl?
bulk bowl.
No, we keep the Cheez-It Bowl, we keep the Mayo Bowl, we keep the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Okay.
Because the Mayo Bowl, they pour mayo
Mayos,
over the
yeah.
coach.
Yeah,
The
the
Pop-
Cheez Its, they dump Cheez Its
Yeah, that's
on
in
it.
Charlotte. That's a great
and the
one.
the Pop-Tart Bowl, they eat the big giant Pop-Tart. So we
Yeah.
keep those
Keep
three bowl
those.
games. Get rid of everything else.
Let's not forget about the most important bowl out there, the Tax Slayer Bowl.
Okay.
Everybody has to do
Okay.
taxes,
Oh
folks.
wait, where's our axe?
Where's
Oh.
our axe?
On the
Slayer-
table.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Our
The
the
Axe
Boom.
Slayer
the
Bowl.
Axe Slayer Bowl.
The American Axe
Speaking of
Slayer Bowl.
Speaking of American
Dan
axes,
Fisher. Yeah.
Okay.
are
Not
you
yet.
tired?
Not yet.
Not-
No, yeah, we'll
We
give it a few
were
minutes.
talking about American
we
axes.
were.
Okay, go ahead.
There it is.
Are you tired of going to the same old places for the same old thing? American Axes has your solution. Whether you're looking for something new to do before or after the game, bachelor or bachelorette party, or something to do when you have guests in from out of town, American Axes, with their 3 Atlanta locations in Marietta, Tucker, and now downtown at the Works, they've got something different. Look us up at American Axes or give us a call at 678-763-3635 to schedule your next adventure.
And thank you, Dan Fisher, for being the sponsor of the Owls Who Love Sports, as well as the 3 guys who love sports at 5 o'clock. We appreciate your support. And, anytime we make picks, we give the loser the axe. So we're very happy about that.
American
that
Axes.
hurt.
Beautiful.
You chopped my arm off.
It looked like it's still there. All right. So before we forget, I ran into Matt and James last week at their basketball camp.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing now, and then we'll get back into some KSU stuff. I just don't want to forget it.
No, love it. So Rogers Street Baptist Church is partnering with Fellowship of Christian Athletes and Fellowship of Athletes Sports. And so we put together a camp through Rogers Street Baptist Church, and we got in touch with Dan McDonald. And Coach decided...
Who went to Harrison High School, right?
Hey, whatever. We love...
We don't talk about Harrison High
School. But we got to talking to Dan, and we got to talking to Coach, and Coach has done, like I said earlier, that Coach does a great job of leadership and development and community involvement, and basically was telling these athletes, hey, you're going to go and help out as much as you possibly can, but these kids, man, these student athletes love doing it.
Oops.
Love doing it. And so we had 31 students that were there that from 3rd grade all the way up to 8th grade that came. We had 31 of them, and like you said, we had 4 players that showed up every single night, and it was from Monday to Thursday, and they absolutely loved it. For 2 hours they just had a blast. And so
a big shout out to the grad assistants as well. We
Yeah.
had 4 or 5 of those guys. Every single one of those guys, absolutely terrific. Took over.
Yep.
Ran the kids through the drills. And
We can share some pictures. You'll throw them up there, but they were it was a great community outreach involvement, and we love Kennesaw State for that. And we were able to as well raise some money for that to be able to give back to Kennesaw State, and so we were excited about it.
So we're on the same path. We want to raise money for the
That's
KSU
exactly-
program.
100%.
Yeah.
We want them to thrive, man. We love Kennesaw State. We love the community, and we're all just coming together. you
Well,
know?
it's funny. The very first week he was hired, we were doing our show, and we signed off, and he's sitting in the booth over here, Coach
Really?
Petway.
Oh man!
And we went
no
over and
way.
introduced ourselves to him, and we signed him up, and he was on the show like in a couple of weeks.
and you weren't there for
And
it. I mean,
he's never been back on a Wednesday night.
He has not.
wow.
He's recruiting.
Yeah, he's recruiting.
Man,
As
he's
they
got
all are.
so much energy. He had those kids out there doing all kinds of stuff. He put them through a legit college workout.
There
And-
was a complete, Chuck, on the last night, there was a complete shift of energy when he walked in.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of comes in, we're like, what do you want to do, Coach? You want to just meet with some of the kids? He's like, I got this. Ran him through a college-style drill that does with the players. The place was electric.
Yeah.
And he's
That's cool.
electric. He is a great guy.
Great dude.
Yeah, he was a great interview. He was a really great interview show. Now, one of the coolest shows that we've done, I'm sure you eat here often, but
Makes you say that, Chuck.
Wing
Well-
Wednesday is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I mean, Chuck, you're number one in my phone now, but Wing Wednesday's got my heart. So
I'm
just-
telling you. So they do, during March Madness, they had this huge hamburger. It's like $25 hamburger, but it was like this high, 4 patties, and had
Cheese, mozzarella sticks, and
in it.
What?
Yeah. in-
anything you could think of.
zingers or whatever it was inside the hamburger. So it was literally about this high. So there was a girl named Caitlin, not Caitlin. Yeah.
Yeah, Caitlin.
Caitlin Corral.
Caitlin Corral.
That was a waitress here. And
Also through the javelin.
through the Javelin KSU.
All right.
Took her an hour and 45 minutes to eat it. And we said, oh, wait, this is really cool. So we came up with the idea. Chris Youngblood,
Yeah.
former basketball
Oh,
player,
yeah.
was on the show. And Robert or Adam, somebody asked him, said, who do you think could eat this hamburger the fastest? And him and Chuck Stone both said, Cole LaRue. So,
Big Cole LaRue. There we go.
So
Yeah.
a couple of weeks after that, we had Will and Cole LaRue sit right here. And we figured if it took Caitlin an hour and 45 minutes, it'd take these guys maybe an hour,
Maybe.
hour and 15. So we'd talk and check in and see how they're doing and all that stuff. How fast do you think Cole LaRue did it?
28 minutes.
10 minutes and 45 seconds.
No way. Now, did he pick it up, or did he like cut knife?
No, he just kind of sucked it up.
Oh my
And he had nothing to drink because Will would not let them.
Will would not let him finish.
Will paid off the
We're
way.
talking
he'd
about
dunk it in the water
we're talking
and
about you
fine,
and
yeah.
Cole's contest.
The burger.
The burger contest, yeah.
Wow.
So we didn't know what else to talk about because
He's
we
a,
thought
he's
he
a
was
very
gonna take
large
off.
man. I mean, he is. He's a big fella.
He's
Yeah.
like 6'9".
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Gravy.
big old guy. And we miss Cole. We tried to get him on the show before he moved back home to Mobile or whatever. But he got married, I think, last weekend or something.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Cole's a great friend of the show. Chuck Stone's been on the show. We're always trying to get
Oh,
Chuck to
Chuck.
go talk to Cole Stone Creamery
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
NIL.
Yeah.
So we'd like to help any athlete if we
Oh,
can.
that's
and
phenomenal.
Give a job. Yeah.
That's what we should. You should come up with all these different who the student athlete should go to in the community for
That's
NIL
what we
deals.
do.
We
That's
should do
what we're
we should
trying
do
to help them
jingles
do.
and we should do NIL
Jingles,
deals
yeah.
for the players.
Yeah.
And just I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too. Well, obviously we have a lot of fun on the show. The one thing, let me see if y'all remember. Did y'all go to Carrick's thing at Vinings Bank, or I guess it's
We were not able to
Georgia's
go
own
at that
credit
point.
union?
Yeah, we weren't able to go to that
so
one.
Coach Bohannon asked everybody in the crowd, "How many FBS games have we played?" See if you guys know.
How many FBS games we've played?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will knows the answer.
Of course he does.
I just keep getting Will to look this way.
I have no clue. I don't even have a guess.
We played Georgia Tech. We played at Georgia Tech.
No. Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we
did
did.
play
I was
Georgia
at that
Tech,
game.
yeah.
I'm sure they were there.
No, you weren't there then.
Maybe 2.
5.
Five? Yeah.
Yeah, he said our goal is he said kind of we want to win a FBS game this year,
Okay.
so we got a shot.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
I mean, that's what we're doing now. So
Yeah, that's
we'll see.
It's funny because one of the other questions we asked Coach before we signed off, so he wants to look at that camera and tell us why you think kids should come to KSU. And man, you can tell he'd done this before.
Yeah,
Well, he
that's
said,
awesome.
We want to be. Would you like to be a program that win with their first FBS win, their first Conference USA championship, the first bowl game? Said, why wouldn't you want to be a part of something like that?
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And, I mean, it was
Wait,
fantastic.
what else has you guys got to talk? I mean, you got Travis Bell. I mean, you got that story. I mean, you got him, Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Travis Bell, he's actually with Cincinnati
Since
now. I
now?
think. Yeah.
Bengals.
But
Yeah.
we had him on our show the week from the following Monday, he went to visit with the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
And then that following Saturday, he got drafted by the Bears.
Wow.
So
That's
we've
very
had
cool.
an NFL player on our
that's
show.
what I'm
which is
saying, man.
really
That is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be your number one on your phone at this point?
He is in my phone, but
Okay.
I don't know. It'd be a toss-up between him and Daniel.
Travis, you let him give me my number. I'll say you're number one in my heart next time, okay? I gotcha.
I'll give you his
There
number.
it is.
Yeah,
Let's
you
go.
So, where would you like to be the first bowl game that you see KSU go to?
The first
I would
bowl game.
settle for the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's what I was
gonna.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Pasadena looks like fun. I mean, I see it on TV. It looks
Yeah.
great. It'll have roses everywhere. It'll be fun. Let's go there.
It's
I
not
wanna
that-
go to-
it's-
I
it's
wanna
not
go
that
to the
nice of a
parade.
stadium, really. Rose Bowl. It's just in the middle of a city park.
I mean, the Rose Bowl's nice, but the parade is the main attraction.
Has McEachern's marching band been in the Rose Bowl before?
Let me tell you, the first two things I taught my sons when
I
they
think
got
Harrison's
old enough,
has. No.
as I said, Fooey on the band.
Oh, got
That's
it,
the
got
first
it.
thing I told my kids.
Wow. No wonder we won't play your jingles of the pet band.
Athletes, yeah.
Man.
I didn't tell them that. I'm just
Okay.
telling you guys that.
Got it.
Yeah. I think I'd like to be something more realistic. I mean, we're not going to go to the Rose Bowl like that. Now, we were talking earlier, James, about there's too many bowl games. I like the number of bowl games as long as they now incorporate the playoffs into these bowl games.
Totally agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
But I think, again, what's going to happen is as college football, the parity continues to kind of shrink down, right? I mean, it's really what's happening. The rich keep getting richer, whatever. NIL deals, what you talked about. These smaller level programs, the UTEPs of the world, can't compete with the Alabamas. They're not going to be able to keep those players. And again, if the player feels like he's going to get drafted, is he going to go play in the Gasparilla Bowl? I mean, probably not. So
I want to play in the
what are you going to do from
Gasparilla
there?
Bowl.
I like Gasparilla Bowl.
Yeah.
That's
I did too.
Tampa,
Tech
man.
won
That's
it
a
last
great
year.
city,
It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And it's a swashbuckling party, I believe, is kind of what it's
Yeah.
for, which is weird. But whatever.
But do you think that the NIL contracts are going to require these guys to play in bowl games?
What I've heard is, there's been a lot of talk amongst the Power 5 head coaches about making these players employees, making them sign a 3-year employment contract. They've got to stay on. They're not transferring all the time. And if they want that NIL money, then they've got to stay employees.
Are they required to go to class?
I don't know. There's a lot of gray areas. You
Well, you
still
got-
want the kids to be college students, right?
Well, you got the old CEO Nike put all that money into
Phil
Oregon.
Knight?
Yeah, got all the money going into Oregon, and I'm sure that he's going to make them play. I
Yeah.
want to see it. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. We on our first show today, we talked about the 5 most intimidating places to play college football.
KSU was number
Number
one.
one.
Yeah,
in your
the ba-
phone.
I
the
wish
bank.
that were the case.
Number
but,
one in my
yeah.
phone. No, KSU is not number one in my phone.
Oh, got it.
But wouldn't that be cool if we built up a larger stadium and kept getting bigger and bigger?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird for the second largest school in the state to have the smallest stadium.
Smallest stadium in the entire FBS.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We got to fill it up.
We should.
We got to
play
fill
for
the
old-
bank
that
up,
should be a
guys.
trophy in the state. We should play for Old Turner Field. Like that should be the award. Like you should be
Have
able
you
to
been
play.
in there since they turned it from
I have
Turner Field?
not.
It's hideous.
Is it?
Yeah. So
I mean, I know they did a lot of
they got the
advancements and
football
things to it.
field, but like in the middle of the outfield, they built more stands.
Really?
Chuck,
there's-
I didn't like going to Turner Field when it was
Was
Turner
Turner
Field,
Field.
much
Yeah.
less something else.
Right.
It's easy for me not to go
Yeah,
back.
it's not a cool place anymore. And I know friends that actually sell
Man.
sponsorships for that, but it's just an ugly stadium inside. Yeah, it's not what it used to be.
No.
How we doing time wise? We're at 7:59.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for being on. Welcome back anytime.
No, we appreciate
Thank
it
you for
very
having
much.
us. This is fantastic.
Adam, good show.
Thank you.
James, Matt.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, guys, thanks for coming out. We'll see you next Wednesday night. Give me one more big. Who do you know? We'll see you next week.